Baseball is a Mid-Atlantic Sports Network special presentation. Only 3 players in baseball history have collected 3,000 hits and hit 500 home runs. A 4th player is on the verge of joining that exclusive group. Last night, Rafael Palmeiro collected base hit number 2,999. Palmeiro is now just 1 hit shy of making history. Will tonight be the magical night? It's Friday Night Baseball next on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network. The retractable roof at Safeco Field is being opened. The late afternoon rain has stopped, and we'll have outdoor baseball tonight as the Orioles and Mariners play Game 2 on this 4-game weekend series. Hi again, everyone. Jim Hunter with Jim Palmer. Glad you could tune us in as the Orioles look to make it 4 consecutive wins. And last night, Jim, the Orioles got a win in the opener, and Daniel Cabrera really was 2 pitchers within the same game. He survived the disastrous 2nd inning and then shut the door and went on to his 8th win on the year.
Well, it was a big win for the Orioles. They had only won 2 of their last 14 games on the road. So Daniel, overpowering, but he ends up giving up a base hit. It hits batsman, a little looper by Bloomquist. 9-game hitting streak now intact. The error by Gibbons, and then a wild pitch, so a horrible inning as that ball gets by Sal Fasano. The Mariners go on to make it 3-0. Tejada makes an error. Ray Miller comes out to the mound, the pitching coach, and Cabrera settles down. And again, he's never lost to the Mariners. Great breaking ball, overpowering everybody, does not give up another hit after the 2nd inning. The Orioles defense, even though they make the 2 errors, outstanding. They send up Scott Spezio, the hero for the Angels in 2002. He gets behind him and then strikes him out. So only 1 walk. Walked 5 in his last game. Only the 2 hits in the 2nd inning. Retires 18 of the last 19 batters. And you can see right there, lights out in his last 3 games. He's won 3-0 and a great way to start the 2nd half of the season.
So the series continues tonight as the Orioles look to make it back-to-back wins against the Mariners. And tonight, it's a battle of right-handers for Seattle. It'll be Joel Pinheiro. He finally got a win last week after about 2 months without a win. And he'll be opposed by the steady Rodrigo Lopez for the Orioles as Rodrigo looks to keep it going. He pitched very well his last time out. Well, last night there were big base hits for the Orioles as they came from behind. Rafael Palmeiro with a single moved within 1 hit of 3,000 for his career. Jay Gibbons had a big 2-run home run that got the Orioles on the board, and Sal Fasano tied it at 3. The Orioles were on their way to a come-from-behind win.
Now, when you stay at Ramada, you'll earn points towards the things you really want with the largest hotel rewards program ever. Trip Rewards. It gives you more rewards more often for more fun. Ramada. Sweet dreams.
Beautiful. Move it. Shake it, baby.
Eyes dried out. There's a new Visine for that. Introducing Visine Pure Tears with a new 1-click, 1-drop, no-mess dispenser. So for your dry eyes, there's a Visine for that.
Something big is happening. Baltimore's own Rafael Palmeiro is joining the ranks of baseball's elite by recording his 3,000th hit in the major leagues. On Sunday, July 24th, the Sun will celebrate this momentous occasion with a limited edition commemorative poster featuring exclusive images from the Sun's award-winning photographers. So don't miss out on the celebration. Pick up your Rafael Palmeiro poster brought to you by Toyota and only available inside the July 24th Sunday Sun.
And Bob, the pressure is on as the Machismos make their final pitch of the day.
Well, you know, Lloyd, it's not like they won the coveted Golden Bullhorn just by sitting on their keisters.
Actually, Bob, they did. Oh, here it comes. A big swing. Can they do it again? No.
No! A huge upset!
Unbelievable, Bob.
Slap me silly and call me Consuelo.
Of course, there's always Bovine Bucks Doubler from the Maryland Lottery. With 7 chances to win and a top prize of $1,000, it may not be a sport, but at least it's exciting.
Orioles Friday Night Baseball on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network, presented by General Motors, is brought to you in part by Morse Supermarket, the friendly food people and home of the First Pitch Sweepstakes, by your local Lincoln Mercury dealer. Check out our new models at lincolnmercury.com. And by Southwest Airlines, nonstop service to over 59 destinations all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. Well, back here at Safeco Field in Seattle, game 2 of this 4-game series as the Orioles look to make it 4 consecutive wins. Let's get a look at the Orioles Southwest Airlines starting lineup for tonight. Very similar look to last night. In fact, it's the identical lineup from last night. Ryan Roberts, Sammy Sosa, Melvin Mora up top. Miguel Tejada batting cleanup. Rafael Palmeiro looking for the 1-base hit to join the exclusive club and get number 3,000 on his career. Jay Gibbons, Luis Matos, Larry Bigby, and Sal Fasano rounding it out.
We'll take a look at Joel Pinheiro. He is a lifetime against the Orioles. 3-2. He did lose earlier in the year. The good news for the Orioles is that they played the Mariners 4 times this year, and they have beaten them all 4 times.
That is a foul ball down the line as Brian ripped it. 1-1 on the count on the Orioles leadoff hitter.
Yeah, Pinheiro, who came up, and I mean, he's had some outstanding years, but had elbow problems last year, shoulder problems early on this year, and there are the numbers for him. Did not pitch poorly against the Orioles, left trailing 2-1, eventually a game that they lost. Everybody talking about the velocity. He came out of the bullpen about 4 years ago when he first came up, and he was in the mid-90s. Has a big overhand curveball, hard slider, changeup. They said the velocity's dropped a little bit. 1-91. I guess he used to be in the mid-90s, now 88 to 92.
Brian continues to lead the American League in batting, but down to 344, and he's down on strikes and the big curveball and 1 away. So Pinheiro, who averages about 5 Ks per game, gets Roberts leading off here in the Orioles first.
Well, let's take a look at the defense behind Joel. And Chris Snelling, a young player, has had all kinds of injury problems back in the big leagues. He's in left, Reed in center, the Gold Glover Suzuki in right. Beltry, the free agent signer, came over from the Dodgers, 48 home runs. Mike Morse will play shortstop. Willie Bloomquist with a 9-game hitting streak. Sexton, the home run RBI guy. And Miguel Olivo came in to pitch hit last night, but did not start as Pat Porter's at 42 was dead to catch it.
Here's the Orioles' new number 2 hitter. Sammy Sosa moved into the number 2 spot last night. He did go 0 for 4, but he had a big RBI late in the game as the Orioles added an insurance run in the 9th inning. Sammy with a sac fly to get that run in the 9th.
Well, what the Mariners are going to do is just challenge him with fastballs, throw him breaking balls in the dirt, see if he can get the bat head to the ball. Something he didn't able to do last night. The sacrifice fly, a broken bat one.
This is skied to center field. Easy play for Jeremy Reed. And he'll make the catch and 2 men down. So Sammy now 0 for his last 14 as he skies out, and that brings up Melvin Mora.
Yeah, I think the reason that they wanted to move him to the 2nd spot, get him away from an RBI position so he could relax a little more, even though he did drive in the run with a sacrifice fly. And also, of course, when you hit it in front of Melvin Mora, you know, when Melvin is hot, and he can get hot as anybody, you protect him a little bit.
And here's Melvin batting with 2 outs and the base is empty, and he takes a strike. Miguel Tejada waiting on deck. And behind Miguel is the man in the spotlight, Rafael Palmeiro. There's Rafael waiting in the wings. And that's too tight. 1-1 the count. Rafael with the Crow on the bench. Pinheiro, 26 years old. He was born in Puerto Rico, but he went to high school in Florida, Orlando, Florida, and then went to Edison Community College in Florida, which is a very good junior college baseball program, and then was drafted by Seattle in '97 and made his way through their system. Now in his 6th year. Melvin Mora deep to left field. Back on it is Snelling in the corner. It is out of here. Melvin Mora hits it out, and the Orioles get on the board.
Well, that's what we were talking about, protecting Sammy Sosa. You know, you pitch around Sosa, no reason to do that because he's been struggling. And then Melvin will get you, and he'll tell you he enjoyed hitting in front of the next batter, Miguel Tejada. So there you go. And another home run for Melvin Moore. 16 and 28 last year. The most he's ever hit in his career. The home run ball, that's what got the Orioles back into the game last night and gives them the lead tonight.
Miguel Tejada takes a strike, so if Miguel gets on, Palmeiro will have a shot in the first inning. Another look at the swing.
Yeah, just short and quick. Again, the drill is designed by Terry Crowley. The front arm, such an important part of hitting the inside pitch and keeping it fair. He was able to do that.
It's Melvin's second home run since he got back in the lineup after he missed 10 games with the strained hamstring. Tight, backs Miguel off the plate, 2-1. Miguel was 0 for 5 in the game last night.
Well, those are the kind of games you like to win, Jim, when your number 4 hitter goes 0 for 5. It wasn't like he was getting overmatched. He just got pitches to hit, popped them up.
Foul ball down the line.
You know, the Mariners, their first 4 batters went 0 for 14. One of the reasons the Orioles were able to, after trailing 3-0, come back and win it.
Well, it's a difference in approach here for these two teams. The Orioles are second in the league in home runs. Seattle is last. They've hit the fewest in the American League. Tejada fights it off to stay alive. So Mike Hargrove's club, they have to fight for innings like they had last night, where they took advantage of some mistakes. They had a couple of big clutch blue pits, but they don't have that thunder, Richie Sexton notwithstanding, to battle back as the Orioles did.
Well, you're right, and they signed Adrian Beltre, who hit more home runs than anybody else in the major leagues with 48. But this is a pitcher-friendly ballpark if you're on your game. You got some room to work with.
Down the line for Tejada. That is a fair ball, and it's a base hit. But Tejada will round first and hit for 2. And the American League leader in doubles here with 2 men down, and that'll get Palmeiro up in the first inning.
Well, I'll tell you what, they were talking. Lee Mazzilli, the manager of the Orioles, saying there were about 30,000 here last night rooting for Palmeiro. Matter of fact, when J.J. Putz got him out, Mateo walking him early on, they kind of booed him. And Rafi said, you know, I know that once I get that hit, they won't be booing.
Well, Palmeiro will come up, and Fielding Culbreth now will put a special baseball in play. These baseballs are marked in case Rafael Palmeiro gets base hit number 3000. They can authenticate that it was in fact the baseball that he hit. So here he is, the man and the moment. There's his wife Lynn in the stands. His sons are on the bench. Patrick and Preston, 1 hit away from 3000. There's Preston.
Yeah, he's been shooting, Rafi, since what game? Hit 2990. So he's been documenting what his dad has been able to do. Not to mention out here early taking batting practice every day.
1-1 the count. And once again, the fans with their cameras, you see the flashes as the pitch is delivered. Sammy Sosa chasing a milestone, 600 home runs. All his teammates up on the bench hoping to see history. The league's leading hitter, Brian Roberts. Ball 2. Rafael Palmeiro's first base hit came on September the 8th of 1986, the year after he was drafted by the Cubs. Philadelphia's Tom Hume was the pitcher.
Yeah, they asked him in the press conference. He said, yeah, I got it off Britt Hume. Oh, no, I mean, wait a minute. It was Tom.
Changeup is low, 3-1.
I think the one thing that we were talking about it before the game, and I mentioned it to him today, was that you were very patient last night. And I think a lot of it is because here we are in July, and he knows as long as he stays healthy, he's going to get 3,000 hits. So he knows that over the last 48 games, he's almost hit 300. He's hit 11 home runs. Part of that process has been getting good pitches to hit.
And it's low, ball 4. So Pinheiro booed by the hometown fans. They want to see Palmeiro get this base hit, so that ticket will be a memento. And Rafael on, so Pinheiro walks Rafael. 2 on with 2 down. And here's Jay Gibbons, who last night hit another home run.
Well, you know, it's interesting about the starters for the Mariners, and Everybody talked Pinheiro and Gil Meshu will pitch Sunday. That's the key to their second half. They had won 4 in a row against the Angels, the first place Angels in the West. But they have given up runs in the first inning 28 times. Now the last 9 games only once, and they're 6-3. And those are the kind of things you like to do. It is a game of first. Who usually scores the first run? You get the first out. Just a lot of things in your favor if you're able to do the first thing well. Of course, the Orioles get on top tonight early.
Gibbons pops it up behind the plate. Miguel Olivo is hoping for a play. Comes back and he runs out of room.
Well, the one thing about Jay Gibbons, he singled up the middle last night. The Orioles trailing 3-0, and he comes up in the 3rd inning, and they get right back in the ball game. Curveball off of Aaron Seeley that hits the right field foul pole here at Safeco Field, and all of a sudden, 3-run deficits down to 1. Pisano, as you mentioned, Jim, in the opening, hits another solo home run, and the game's tied.
Jay has hit 4 home runs over his last 7 games. How's this one back to stay alive? In his last 7 games, Jay 4 home runs and 8 RBIs. 43 RBIs for Gibbons.
Well, he's got him in that curveball count. I think if you were going to say how you're going to try to get Jay Gibbons out, well, you're going to crowd him, and then if you get ahead, you're going to try to throw him that slow curveball.
Just off the plate, check swing. They appeal and no swing, says Eric Cooper. So the count even up on Jay, 2-2. All this after 2 outs and nobody on. Home run by Moore, double by Tejada, the walk to Palmeiro. The Orioles get a 6th man to the plate here in the 1st inning. And that one bounces, ball 3, and this is a break for the Orioles, Jim, because now the runners will be off at the pitch.
Yeah, the little nuances of the game. A long single could score 2, even though Palmeiro down at first doesn't run very well. We got Luis Matos, who's the leading, at least with runner in scoring position, batting average, 11 for 25, waiting on deck.
Pinheiro has already thrown 28 pitches in this 1st inning.
And he retired the first 2 batters. It all started with Melvin Mora with a home run.
The right-hander ready now in 3-2. The runners will go. And he fouls it off. Tejada back to second. Palmeiro will get back to first. And Gibbons will get another 3-2 pitch from Joel Pinheiro. The home run by Moore, the 97th allowed by Seattle. They were tied with Minnesota for 3rd most allowed in the American League. Tampa Bay and Toronto have allowed more. 3-2, he got him. Big curveball, and Gibbons swings through it. So Pinheiro gets out of it very inexpensively, laboring through a 1st inning, but the Orioles settle for the run on the home run by Melvin Mora. We go to the bottom of the 1st. Orioles won. The Mariners are coming to bat.
Hey, how's it going? Nice shirt. Listen, the bean dip's starting to get a little funky.
What?
Speaking of outdated, are you still watching digital cable?
How'd you get in here?
DirecTV has 100% digital quality on every channel. Digital cable calls itself digital, but it's not digital on every channel.
Okay, I'll get on that.
Hey, don't leave me in here with the Mushu pork. Dark and cold.
It's time to rethink TV. Sign up now and get over 140 channels for only $29.99 for the first 3 months. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Millions of American families rely on Ford, and right now Ford invites you to join the Ford Family Plan and pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. Until August 1st, you'll get our discounts on the entire family of Ford trucks in stock, including F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 28 years. Now buy an F-150 for just $15,270. That's after an additional $3,000 cash back on a built Ford Tough F-150. No hassles, no gimmicks. Visit your local Ford dealer and welcome to the family.
Well, the Orioles get a run on the Melvin Mora home run. Here comes Seattle in the bottom of the 1st, and this is the lineup that will face Rodrigo Lopez. Ichiro Suzuki leads off. Willie Bloomquist, as Jim mentioned, a 9-game hitting streak, and that has earned him a regular spot, at least at the moment, in the Mariners lineup. Ibanez, Sexton, and Beltre Reed in center field, Mike Morse, the rookie at shortstop, Chris Snelling in left, and Miguel Olivo, the catcher, rounding it out.
So Rodrigo Lopez, he will try to win on the road. I mean, it's interesting. He's 4-3 on the road, but an ERA of 6.79 at home. Of course, all the Oriole pitchers do better at home, it appears. 4-2 with a 2.61, and over the course of his career, about a run better at Camden Yards than on the road. But again, as you mentioned in the opening, as we look at the defense behind him, Bigby, Matos, Gibbons, there's your outfield. Mora, Tejada, Robertson, Palmeiro, Salfasano are once again behind the plate. One thing about Rodrigo, he had as good a game as he did, and it was a big game for the Orioles on Sunday. Chance to win 3 out of 4, and they're the Red Sox. So they give it up last night. Kurt Schilling comes in and struggles, gives up a 2-run home run to Alex Rodriguez, double to Sheffield, and then the home run to Rodriguez. And then all of a sudden they come back, roaring back tonight. Bad news for the Yankees. Wong, who we saw, a young kid out of Taiwan, I guess Korea, really struggling.
Suzuki bounces it to Roberts, and Lopez gets the dangerous Suzuki leading off and 1 away.
Well, that's a good way to start against this team. He scored 60 runs last night, 0 for 4, so now 0 for 5.
So the Red Sox, after blowing a game to the Yankees last night, bounced back in a big way tonight. Tim Redding started that game for New York. The Yankees pitching problems are continuing to mount, as Jim was talking about, so the Orioles need a win to stay 1 game back, and they would gain a game on 3rd place New York. The Yankees are now 2.5 back of Boston in 3rd place. And the Orioles quietly going about their business, trying to turn things back on after the losing stretch, and 1-1 the count on Bloomquist. There's the up to the minute standings.
Yeah, the great thing about it, we mentioned this last night, of playing here on the coast, it's kind of like if you play this late in a round at the British Open, which is going on now over in St. Andrews, if you play in the afternoon, you know how everybody did. So
That's right.
So here you look at the board, you see the Red Sox won, the Yankees lost. That series now 1 game apiece. Of course, I think most baseball guys will tell you what you try to do is take care of business. I think for the Orioles, again, as we mentioned in the opening, they've only won 2 of the last 14 on the road. Started out 18-8 this year.
We're going to let this one roll foul.
Because if it's fair, he's going to have a 10-game hitting streak. You know, it's interesting. You touched on it. Willie Bloomquist, who is the shortstop. Well, actually, he's playing second base tonight, but he played shortstop last night. Mike Hargrove said, you know what, he's probably our best utility guy. He could be our best center fielder. So he's kind of like a Melvin Mora, because Melvin could do all those kind of things, except doesn't have the kind of power. And Mike said, you know what, as long as he has that 9-game hitting streak and he gets on base, even though he hadn't hit a home run this year, he's going to keep him in the lineup somewhere.
They've been trying to get some kind of production from their middle infield. This is bounced to Tejada on a breaking ball. Miguel gets the big hop, and he gets it to get the hustling Bloomquist for the 2nd out.
Now, Rodrigo, never a lot of luck against the Mariners. He's 1-3 lifetime. And again, able to win 3-1 earlier in the year. But then again, you know, so numbers don't always tell you the whole story, because he's a better pitcher now than he was earlier in the year. Kind of a streaky year for him. Won his first 2 and then lost 1, then lost another one, won 5 in a row, then lost 3 in a row, but very good against the Red Sox.
Ball 1 to Raul Ibanez, who's DHing. One of the offers last night Jim was talking about at the top of the lineup. The top 4 hitters in the lineup had only 1 base runner, and that was Randy Wynn, who walked, and he was erased on a double play by Sexton.
I was talking to Rala before the game, and you know, Rafael Palmeiro, who was born in Cuba, and Ibanez was saying his dad was a chemist, and actually he was born in New York, but his dad left Cuba. He had worked 3 years after Castro took over. He was working in the field. They did not like professional people.
Melvin Mora trying to get back there, but he can't reach it.
And his father would not leave Cuba. And they said, you can leave, but you have to go through Spain, and maybe you can meet your family. But they waited, and they immigrated to New York, and then they moved from New York, and he grew up in the Miami area. I said, did you idolize, because you're a little bit younger than Rafael? He said, no, but my dad did. He said his dad was a big Rafael Palmeiro fan.
Out in the Orioles dugout.
And I'll tell you what, that'll get your attention.
Rafael, by the way, is mic'd for the game tonight. Major League Baseball Productions has been following Rafael around, and somewhere there's a microphone hidden in his jersey. Ground ball through the middle, so a 2-out single for Ibanez. Let's get a look at our BaltimoreSun.com game notes for tonight. Game 2 of the 4-game series.
Well, there you go. I mean, this is the Orioles here at the Kingdom only won, what, 7 of the last 22 since '99. But against the Mariners, as we mentioned, 4-0 this year. There we go. B.J. Ryan, he strikes out everybody, leading all the AL relievers. And there you go, 0 for 15, 1 through 4. But that 2-out single gets Sexton to the plate. As we said last night, he said, you may get me, but I can, all it takes is once. Big home run guy at 6'8".
He is tied for 9th in the league with those 18 home runs, and he is tied for 8th with the 63 RBIs. And you see they are back all around except for Palmeiro, who holds Ibanez at first base.
Well, he leads this club in walks and strikeouts. 46 walks, 99 strikeouts on the year. You'd like to stay out of the middle of the plate on a guy like that. He reminds me a little of Frank Howard, who of course came up with the Dodgers and played for the Washington Senators. He was the kind of guy that if you pitched him outside, you feared that he was going to hit it back up the middle, and then you could get hurt.
6 feet 8 inches tall, and a lot of power in that swing. Oh, good off-speed pitch, 1 and 2.
Yeah, that changeup fooled him, but I don't know if you want to mess around belt high in the middle of the plate. This is a changeup at 83. But again, way out in front. And it's the one thing that Rodrigo Lopez discovered last year, how important it is to throw the changeup. Ray Miller, of course, the pitching coach, a big advocate of that. Pitch quickly, throw strikes, change speeds.
Rodrigo beat Boston last Sunday. He had lost his prior 3 starts before beating the Red Sox. Runner from first goes, pitches high, Fasano's throw to the other side of the bag, and Roberts with a sweep tag is able to get Ibanez. What a play by Brian Roberts, the sweep tag. So the base hit and none left will head to the second in Seattle. The Orioles with a 1-0 lead.
Eyes dried out? There's a new Visine for that. Introducing Visine Pure Tears with a new 1-click, 1-drop, no mess dispenser. So for your dry eyes, there's a Visine for that.
Now improved Roundup Plus knocks out weeds in 12 hours. The leading imitator doesn't. Now improved Roundup Plus knocks out weeds in 12 hours.
It's Hyundai's summer clearance, so be sure to mark your calendar. Save like never before on models like the V6 Hyundai Santa Fe, with up to $3,500 cash back on select models across the lot. Make your best deal on the Santa Fe. Winner of Strategic Vision's Total Value Award. Not to mention the award-winning quality that lets us back every Hyundai with America's best warranty. So get up to $3,500 cash back at Hyundai's summer clearance. Going on now at Hyundai. Don't miss Hyundai's summer clearance. Hurry in for up to $3,500 cash back before time runs out.
The countdown to the movie event of the summer has begun, and it can only be described with one word. Meet the Dukes of Hazard County.
Y'all think you can catch me now? Oh, dear!
3 cousins trying to save the family farm.
Did those legs come over easy?
From one greedy hog.
He does, you dipstick!
The Dukes of Hazard, rated PG-13, starts August 5th.
Back here in Seattle as we go to the second inning. Matos, Bigby, and Fasano will lead off. Ball one inside. Reese is 3 out of his last 15. He's trying to find some kind of consistency, but what he is doing, Jim, is he's playing exceptionally in center field.
Well, he always brings that to the ball, to the table, and of course he makes whoever is playing to his right and left even that much better.
Taking all the way on 3-0. And this is the tough time of the night for the hitters because the lights have not yet taken effect.
Yeah, this is a retractable roof stadium, and it was interesting. They took batting practice. Never liked domes. Hated the King Dome here. You know, somebody asked me the most important days in history, and I said, well, it's the day I was adopted, the day I signed with the Orioles, the day my kids were born, and the day they imploded the King Dome. I mean, not in any particular order, but the roof was closed, but you still get that open effect here. So again, you know, this is one of the more beautiful ballparks, and of course Seattle yesterday was sparkling burgundy. It was just one of those Chamber of Commerce days. A little bit overcast today with some rain, but still now pretty nice.
Larry Bigby takes ball one. Larry's hitting 3 straight games.
Well, he had a nice sacrifice fly. I mean, he crushed one to left center last night. Probably would have been a home run at home. The thing about the Orioles is that they're pitching nearly almost 2.25 runs higher than the earned run average on the road, but the offense on the road, they're almost at 5.5 runs a game at home, and Camden Yards 4.3. So they don't pitch as well on the road, but they're better offensively. Kind of goes to what Terry Crowley says, that Camden Yards is hitter friendly as it looks. You can't always do that. You know, sand-based infield, maybe not as quick as some of the ballparks the Orioles will encounter on the road, especially down in Texas and Anaheim.
And Bigby took all the way on 3-0.
Got a pretty good bullpen here in Seattle, and if Pinheiro keeps throwing strikes, they're going to be out there early. Or, excuse me, balls, because that pitch count is going to get elevated.
Chases Matos back. He's already thrown 40 pitches, and he's not yet recorded an out here in the second.
Well, you talked about 8 of his last 9 games. There have been no decisions. It beat the Angels. And a lot of it is because of an elevated pitch count.
That's a fair ball down the line, or foul ball. Wow. That looked like it hit on the other side of the line, but the first base umpire Marvin Hudson says foul ball. Rick Dempsey is talking about it with Hudson.
Yeah, well, I think Marvin, he just wants to get out of the way.
Oh, yep, it looked like it did hook. That's
of course, what he's looking for, did the ball go over the bag? Doesn't have to bounce in fair territory.
He's heard from Rick Dempsey and entertained. See if Matos goes on 3-2.
Well, Demper's got to be careful too.
Broken bat bloop to center field. That'll fall base hit. How about that? He rips one down the line that goes foul, breaks his bat, and doinks it in there to center field for a single.
Well, we saw Willie Bloomquist do that last night to extend that hitting streak to 9. You know what? It looked like a line drive in this morning's Seattle Times. So right here off the end of the bat, you can see again, light bat, probably 32.5 ounces. So he finds a safe haven out there in center field. Jeremy Reed gets it on one hop.
Have to change the signs. So Bigby on at first, Matos at second. Good speed, and here's Sal Fasano.
Yeah, we tried to see him bunt last night. You would think that this would be a bunt situation.
Fasano,
stay out of the double play.
Saw the 7 home runs. That is just 1 off his career high. It's the second time in his career he's hit 7 in a season. And he does square to bunt, and he gets it down, and it rolls foul. Levo was trying to hustle out there for a play at third, but the ball spun foul. How about this with the home runs. 6 of the 7 have come on the road. He's only hit 1 at home.
Well, Mike Hargrove, you know, got to know him. I pitched against him, and then, you know, great manager, 5 division championships. He said he couldn't believe the way we pitched him. He said, I told him don't throw him a fastball. First time we threw him fastballs. Next time we threw him fastballs. Hit a home run to tie up the game. I would imagine maybe they'd change their pitching pattern. A good fastball that gets away from that high fastball up and in.
He's hit 1 at Comiskey Park, 1 at Kansas City as the Professor Tom Troublehorn flashes signs. He had a 2 home run game in Pittsburgh, PNC Park, hit 1 in Cincinnati, then finally hit 1 on the homestand against the Indians, and then hit 1 here last night. So 6 of the 7 have come on the road.
Well, there you go. A much better offensive team, at least this year so far. The Orioles on the road. Right here, and of course, if you're Luis Matos, the difficulty is that you have to get a good jump. You got Beltre, good fielding, third baseman, Sexton in at first. But if he bunts through it, probably the hardest base running play that you're going to make. And again, Sal, I mean, these are the little things that you'd like to be able to do. And where's the bat? Is it out in front of home plate? No. See how the angle of the bat coming back this way? Well, there's no chance of possibly getting that ball in fair territory. It is going to be something he's going to have to work on.
Sal's one of those guys. As he was coming through the minor leagues, he was a power hitter. Good eye there. And appeal and no swing, says Marvin Hudson. And guys like that who are prospects at the time, they're not often asked to bunt, and he really just never got accustomed or comfortable doing it.
Well, it's difficult to do because, again, you got a major league pitcher out there that's going to, contrary to what people believe, just throw the ball up the strike zone. They throw you breaking balls. Of course, now it's no longer a bunt situation.
And it hit him.
Yep. Yeah, trying to come in, and Pinheiro, you know, a couple of years ago, when he won 16 and 11, he could command the inside corner right there. He's just trying to come in. He's going to get Brian Price, the pitching coach, out. And Sal just goes, you know, turn my shoulder. That's the way you defend the smaller part of your body, your elbow, your wrist, and your hand.
Kind of ironic that he gets hit by a pitch, because at breakfast this morning he was telling me that he'd rather get hit by a pitch while batting than take a foul tip when he's behind the plate catching. Because at least he knows he has a shot to get out of the way and kind of shelter the blow. But the foul tips, you never know where they're going to land.
Well, yeah, what it is, yeah. And he was talking about last night that the hitting background here, we talked about the wild pitch, a pitch he never saw from Daniel Cabrera. Of course, Cabrera throwing about 99 miles per hour on occasion. It comes right out of the bleachers here at Safeco Field. So right there, he just turns into it. That's the way you're taught to do it. And that'll load up the bases. So a chance for a huge inning.
And by the way, Rick Dempsey is also mic'd by Major League Productions tonight. So you can see Demper's a bit more animated than he usually is. He may be entertaining at the moment.
Well, he's always entertaining.
Bases loaded, none down for Roberts. Grounder, Sexton has it, knocks it down, picks it up, and will step on first base to get Roberts, but a run scores. Oh, that one had danger all over it for Seattle. Matos is in. It's a 2-0 lead for the Birds. And Brian Roberts picks up the RBI with a ground out.
Well, it's a very productive RBI ground out. It's just not hit particularly hard, but he's going back, doesn't get the handle on it. And Pinheiro not there, assumes that he's going to make the play, which he eventually does. So here comes Matos to make it 2-0, and both the runners move up. So again, it's just like really getting an RBI and a sacrifice, even though it won't be scored that way.
Sammy Sosa now down and in 1-0. Sammy had an RBI last night. He is 0 for his last 14.
And once again here, he's in a position where he does not have to get a base hit to score a run.
Ground ball knocked down by Beltre in the foul ground. That'll be an infield hit, and Bigby scores. So Sosa gets the RBI, and it's 3-0 Orioles. He saved a double and another run for the moment. Sammy Sosa puts it in play and comes through.
Well, you know, part of good pitching is you pitch to your defense. Beltre's off the lines. He throws a slider, but it hangs. And you can see Sammy around it a little bit. And Beltre, as you mentioned, I mean, that's getting to get by him is going to be another run. So as it turns out, Fasano, that doesn't run well, he gets to third base. And all of a sudden you got yourself a 3-0 lead in a good hitting situation for Melvin Moore, who's already homered.
Lays off the curve 1-0, and by Beltre knocking that ball down, he keeps the double play in order, which could end the inning. Orioles lead the league in grounding into double plays. So even though a run scored, Beltre made a fine play. Pitch number 52 by Palmeiro sails inside. A tough night. He went from April the 26th until last Thursday between wins. He was 0-3 with 8 no decisions in 11 starts.
Well, you know, I was looking and I was thinking, okay, well, it's probably a situation where he didn't get a lot of run support, and on occasion that was the case. But there were also games where they ended up winning 10-9. Good pitch right there. But shoulder problems early on, elbow problems last year. And again, you can see tonight already with the high pitch count, not commanding the ball the way he'd like to or the way he used to. I mean, when you talk about new ballparks, this is one that's pitcher friendly.
Line drive caught by Beltre at third for the second out. That's the hardest hit ball in the inning. Melvin lines out for the second out.
Well, you're right. Bigby with a little looper. Sosa with just an infield base hit. And then hanging slider Melvin, who already has a home run, and he just lashes it into left field. But Beltre, he's playing even with the bag. He's right there. You can see that slider ends up right in the middle of the plate, and he hits it right on the nose.
Fasano, good base running, able to get back to third. So it's first and third with 2 down. And here's Miguel Tejada. He doubled in the first inning. Curve for a strike. Nothing in 1. So Miguel for his second consecutive inning, looking to extend the inning to get Palmeiro up. There's Rafael on deck, 1 hit shy of 3,000.
Well, Jim, you remember a couple of years ago, I think that was a perfect illustration right there. That curveball kind of rolled up there. Well, he didn't throw too many rolling curveballs. I always talk about a good curveball. It's like it comes off the table, right to the table edge, and then goes down. Maybe that breaking ball not as good as it was for whatever the reason.
In 2003, Palmeiro won 16 games. He was 16-11, and you see Miguel in these situations, 20 RBIs on the year. He's got a runner at third with 2 down. Swings through at 2-2. Shigetoshi Hasegawa, who's beginning to get loose. Miguel Tejada, see in the month of July, batting average is great, but only 2 RBIs because the guys in front of him have not been getting on base with consistency. And he popped them up. The shortstop Mike Morse is calling, and he makes the catch, and the inning is over. So the Orioles do get a couple. Sammy Sosa an infield RBI single, and the Orioles have a 3-0 lead.
Not too close. What do you think? I got that insurance?
What insurance is that, Yogi?
The one you really need to have. If you don't have it, that's why you need it.
Need what?
Aflac. Well, if you get hurt and miss work, it won't hurt to miss work. And they give you cash, which is just as good as money.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Sometimes all I need is the air that I breathe and to love you.
For the air you breathe, get a Filtrete filter from 3M. Filtrete filters capture more pollen, more dust, more pet dander, and more mold spores than ordinary fiberglass.
All I need is the air that I breathe.
When was the last time you changed your filter? Filtrete filters from 3M for the air you breathe.
If you missed the big Chevy employee discount for everyone, you're in luck. We've extended the program, giving you a second chance to take advantage of employee pricing on almost every 05 Chevy vehicle. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. The Chevy employee discount for everyone. Hurry. Offer ends August 1st.
See your Baltimore area Chevy dealer today.
Well, the Orioles have scored in each at-bat, now have a 3-0 lead. Don't forget the second half of the season is here, but it's not too late to get your full or partial season plan. A variety of ticket packages still remain, including your choice of 5 or 6 game mini plans. Guarantee yourself all the orange carpet benefits, including early ballpark entry, around town discounts, and the opportunity for postseason tickets. 888-848-BIRD to speak with an Orioles account representative. Sexton was at the plate when Ibanez was caught trying to steal. That ended the first inning.
Oh, just a little things. And Sal Pisano had only thrown out 1 of 22 attempted base stealers, and then all of a sudden you take the bat right out of a guy that can get you back in the game or maybe give you a lead. 1-0 at that particular time. Once again, Rodrigo, not great lifetime numbers against the Mariners, 1 in 3 lifetimes. So just those little plays, and then your offense comes back and scores 2, and now you got yourself a 3-0 lead.
Just off the plate for ball 3. Richie Sexton now 30 years old. He's in his 9th season in the major leagues. This ball is crushed. Bigby's going to watch it get way out of here into the bullpen.
Well, there you go. Yeah, Rodrigo, 3-1 fastball right down the middle. And this is why they signed Sexton, home run number 19 on the year. A couple of years he hit 40+ home runs. So there you go. They send Ibanez, Mike Hargrove, and all of a sudden that solo home run, which could have been a 2-run shot, and he just elevates this. Tells you how hard it is to hit it. This ball, I mean, not that the bullpen's not a long way, but that ball doesn't go, I mean, in Camden Yards, it's like 50 rows up.
Sexton, number 19. He has 64 RBIs, and the Mariners are on the board, and Rodrigo falls behind 2-0.
Well, right there, just a launch ball. And after this ball lines, he gets 2-0 to Beltry, another guy that can hit home runs. You know, we talk about the Mariners 14th in home runs, 14th in average, 13th in runs. Actually 14th in runs now, 14th in on base percentage. But they went out and spent some money. Beltry and Sexton, 2 free agents that they acquired.
Popped up down the line. Gibbons has a play. And he makes the catch for the out. So 1 away here in the second. Rodrigo has now allowed 17 home runs, and this is 20th start on the year. He has had kind of an interesting season, Jim. If you look at his game by game on the year, he has gone 7 of his 19 starts allowing 1 run or no runs. This is line to left, and that's in there for a base hit off the bat of Jeremy Reed. He had 1 game in which he didn't allow a run, and he's had 6 others in which he's allowed only 1 run.
Well, when he's been very, very good, he's been you know, excellent, and then his bad games, and some of those have been no decision. Of course, that's why the ERA is as inflated as it is. But right here, just a nice at bat by Jeremy Reed. And the one thing that Rodrigo has not been able to do tonight is keep the ball down, and that's when he gets in trouble. A lot of it's his stride. Head stays up, ball stays up.
Here's the 23-year-old rookie Mike Morse. And there's a strike. Morse out of Plantation, Florida, right near where the Orioles have spring training in Fort Lauderdale.
I was talking to him down in the cage yesterday, and I said, were you always a shortstop or an infielder? He said, no, I was a catcher coming through high school, and then growing up, as you mentioned, in the Fort Lauderdale area, and Alex Rodriguez from Miami and Derek Jeter going to the World Series. He said, my mom said, why don't you become a shortstop? There's a lot of good shortstops, you know. Remember Cal Ripken Jr.? And that's how he became an infielder. Pretty good June, 345, 30 for 87.
And the 3 players that Seattle got from the White Sox in the trade for Freddie Garcia are all in the lineup tonight. Mike Morse, Jeremy Reed, and Miguel Olivo. The trade for Seattle.
Oh, also, you know, got to hit 17 home runs at 2 different levels. A young player, and of course that's what you do when you, of course, how did Freddie Garcia get to Seattle? He was in the Randy Johnson trade. Carlos Guillen, John Alama, and Freddie Garcia. So they turn around. He had not pitched as well. He had all kinds of injuries. And they go get some young players. Jeremy Reed, who's playing center field, so 2 of your starters. I just noticed everything up in the strike zone tonight by Rodrigo Lopez, and I'm sure the Mariners are hoping the second time through the order. If not before then, they'll be able to take advantage of that. How do you get the ball down? Cut your stride, and you get over your front side, and all of a sudden the ball goes down, your head goes down. That's one of the adjustments you need to make.
It's outside on the check swing. Morse last year in Double-A combined to hit 17 home runs. Pretty even numbers in his brief time with Seattle, playing in his 33rd game. He's a big guy, 6 feet 4 inches tall. Throwing first and
played basketball, played football down in Fort Lauderdale area.
Bounce towards Mora. He'll take the shore out at first base, and 2 men down. Going to second base is Jeremy Reed. Well, don't forget, you can hit a home run when you play the Mega Millions game from the Maryland Lottery. Tonight's jackpot is a whopping $122 million. And with 9 ways to win, you'll feel like you just hit a grand slam. Visit your favorite Maryland Lottery retailer today. The Maryland Lottery. Let yourself play. And here is Chris Snelling, who is just happy to be healthy and in a lineup anywhere. This young man has had back-to-back injury affected years. Finally now back with the big club.
Yeah, Hammett bone last year, ACL the year before. We saw him a couple of years ago. Always been a very good minor league hitter. Just a singles guy. I mean, you know, occasional power. Playing left field tonight with Randy Wynn, who's played in every game this year for the Mariners. Getting the off day.
Drop to Palmeiro. He'll spin and get it to Lopez, who gets there for the final out. So the Mariners settle for the run on the home run by Sexton. We head to the 3rd. That man Palmeiro leads off, looking for career hit number 3,000.
Hey, Bird, you can't do this here.
Hey, O's fans, stop in any participating Mars supermarket and enter to win the Orioles Backyard Barbecue. See the specially marked box at the Backyard Barbecue display featuring SK Meats, Deer Park Water, and Reynolds Consumer Products. If your entry is picked, you'll win a prize pack that includes a Weber Q Grill. The grand prize winner will take home a Weber Summit Platinum D6 Grill, a $2,000 value. Play Orioles Backyard Barbecue at Mars supermarkets. No purchase necessary.
It started just like any other community fair.
But it didn't end up that way.
She wanted me to get my blood pressure checked at the Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield booth.
He never goes to the doctor.
Finally, I gave in.
Sir, you need to see your doctor.
My blood pressure was so high, I couldn't believe it. If I hadn't sat down in that chair...
Let's not talk about that.
Thanks to Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, I got the care I needed when I needed it.
The benefits of blue.
Well, Rafael Palmeiro will lead off here in the 3rd with the Orioles leading at 3-1, 1 hit shy of 3,000. Rafael talked to us about his father, who came to the United States from Cuba, and the impressions that made on the young Rafael.
I mean, and I look back at what my dad did, it's far more than what I've ever done, you know, to pick up everything Just leave everything behind in Cuba, your job, your money, your home, everything that you've worked for. Take 3 little kids to a country that you've never been to. No money, no job. I mean, to me, that's being a hero. That takes a lot of courage, and I don't think that I would be able to do something like that.
So Rafael giving credit to his father. His father's favorite ball player was Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, well, me too. Mick had a lot of fans growing up. You know, Rafael, it's interesting. He will tell you that the old Bobby Maduro Stadium, Miami Stadium, he used to be one of the kids who used to hang on the walls and catch the fly balls, the home runs during batting practice. The Orioles in spring training.
And he takes strike 1. Worked the walk his first at bat. Rodrigo Lopez, Sammy Sosa with a front row seat. Bounce to first base, right to Sexton. He'll go to the bag unassisted, so Palmeiro's out. And the fans will have to wait. Preston can get another disc in there to record Dad. Wife Lynn will put the camera away until the batting order comes around again. Lynn watching the pitch.
Yeah, see, she's seen, you know, even if you get 2,990 hits, you got to make some out. So she's seen that ground ball to first before, so she knows what to react to quite readily there.
The Gibbons ground ball through the middle for a base hit, so Gibbons stays hot, and he's on with 1 man down. See, what Rafael is doing is he's hoping all the folks back home just stay up a little bit later on this Friday night. You know, no work tomorrow. It's Friday.
That's right.
And stay up late and watch the game, and Rafael will probably get it in his final at bat tonight. $2,999 base hits and holding. There's Matos with Gibbons on at first. For a strike. Luis had a very good at bat in the second inning and worked the walk. Very patient at bat, and he eventually scored in that 2-run rally.
Well, he did the same thing last night. You can go 0 for 3 as he did, and also help the club defensively in center field. But he only walked that Aaron Seeley gave up last night. It led to a sacrifice fly by Larry Bigby that put the Orioles ahead. And again, the Orioles coming out on Wednesday and then had an early workout yesterday. Again, swinging like he had 3 days off last night. It just looks like they were throwing the fastball by him, which is something they don't normally do. He's able to take that ball in on him and shoot it back up the middle, hit it to right field. Terry Crowley, hitting instructor for the O's, always said he probably retains as well as any young hitter he's had. The things they try to work on.
Deep to left field, but it's hooking back foul. Now this is a big game for the Orioles, because the second day when you're on the West Coast is the day that your body's all kind of discombobulated.
Well, it is, and it can. I mean, right now it's
late at home.
Yeah, 2 minutes to 11. 2 minutes to 8 out here in Safeco Field, but I used to be out there at about 10:15. You can see right there just a good low and away fastball, and Luis, when he's hitting well, and this is not one of those moments, and he's going to ask whether that was a strike. Pretty good plate coverage, but good pitch from Pinheiro. Just hits the outside corner, low and away. Something he hadn't done very often tonight. You can see right there, you can see how off balance Luis was.
Larry Bigby will bat now. Larry had a broken bat single his first at bat. Good movement on that pitch. 0-1. So Larry's now hitting 4 straight games. Gibbons trying to go to second, and he is out at second base. A bullet throw by Miguel Olivo on that ball to the left of home plate. So the Orioles get a single, but none left as Gibbons is out at second base. Middle of the third in Seattle. The Orioles have a 3-1 lead.
Can you hear me now? Good. Now. Good, good. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good.
We ask the same question over and over.
Can you hear me now?
So that you don't have to.
Good.
Verizon Wireless has the fewest drop calls of any wireless network.
Good. Can you hear me now?
It's what makes us the most reliable wireless network in the nation.
Now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good.
Verizon Wireless.
Can you hear me now?
We never stop working for you.
Good.
And next up, Croquet's bad girl Birdie Bartholomew.
You know, Lloyd, she's still the crowd favorite even after those nasty allegations of steroid use.
I'd say. And here it comes, Bob. Rock steady hands, perfect poise. Oh, what a magnificent shot, Bob.
Oh, fantastic follow-through.
The crowd's going wild.
I've got 2 words for that, Lloyd. Divine.
Of course, there's always Red Hot and Blue from the Maryland Lottery. With 15 chances to win and a top prize of $77,000, it may not be a sport, but at least it's exciting.
For the first time, Lincoln Mercury invites you to join the family and pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. Introducing the Lincoln Mercury Family Plan. Through August 1st, you'll get our discounts on every Lincoln, including the midsize Aviator, best-in-class horsepower, cooled front seats, and Lincoln Luxury for up to 7. Now get the 2005 Lincoln Aviator at this low Lincoln Mercury Family Plan price. No hassles, no gimmicks. From the Lincoln Mercury family to the American family. Welcome.
3-1 game as Seattle gets set to bat here in the 3rd, and here's how the top of the inning ended as Gibbons tried to get to second base.
Yeah, the throw beats him, and he thinks he gets in there, and I'm not sure he did. And Larry Young, of course, the only guy that counts, calls him out emphatically. But it appeared that he might have gotten that front foot in there because he made a nice slide to the inside of the bag.
It almost looked like Larry Young was about to say safe. Just dramatic. There's Larry Young at second base.
He will be behind the plate on Sunday.
The getaway day umpire.
A lot of strikes. Larry Young, I believe, was the umpire the day when I made my comeback in 1991 against the Red Sox, the one game I pitched in spring training. So obviously he's long of tooth, been around a number of years.
A little bit low. He's in his 22nd season. He had a half a year and 20 full. So he's in his 22nd season. '91 that was, huh?
Yeah, but it was spring training, so he may have been one of the.
Back 2-2. Bruce Fleming is the most senior major league umpire. He's in his 35th season. He and Joe Brinkman are the 2 that have been around at least 30 years. Levo fouls it back.
Well, you talked about that trade, Freddie Garcia, who has gone over and helped make the White Sox one of the most, not one of the better teams, and not the best team in the American League, but a formidable pitching staff. And Oliva was one of the catchers they got.
And they got him.
Yeah, that's the book on him, the breaking ball.
Orioles baseball on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Non-stop service to over 59 destinations all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. A view outside Safeco Field, the courtyard, fans milling about. And here's Suzuki Ichiro batting with 1 out and none on.
Good changeup right there. You know, you go back and start dissecting the 262 hits, which is the most ever. 225 singles last year, 3 months with more than 50 hits. May, July, and August.
Yeah, that was a major league record as well.
Yes.
For most singles. Yeah, the most singles, the most hits, and the largest lead over the number 2 base hits hitter than anyone in history. He had 46 more than Michael Young of Texas.
There you go.
This one's going to fall for a base hit, so he finally gets on base in this series.
Well, other guys that watch him, other hitters say, you know, it looks like he's using a magic wand up there, and right here it's going to be the result. Just kind of twinkles it into left center.
Look at his feet. I mean, everything's moving.
Well, he is, and of course that's what Don Baylor, former Oriole and MVP in '79, their hitting instructor, says that, you know, a lot of moving parts, but again, the ability to get the good part of the bat on the ball and just find some holes. Had 56 infield hits last year.
There's another base hit. Bloomquist stays hot. Extends his hitting streak to 10 in a row.
Well, Rodrigo Lopez, I mean, he has been lucky to get into this third inning because everything is up tonight. Everything flat. You know, you look at his numbers as a little guy, and Ray Miller is going to come out. I mean, just a hanging slider. It's going to end up right in the middle of the plate. And Willie says, thank you. This is going to be 10 in a row, as you mentioned, Jim. Just hits it right back up the middle. But with 4 days rest, you know, he's 4-1. Give him 5, or actually he's 3-3. If you give him an extra day rest, he goes to 4-1. I don't know if that's again because of, you know, not that big, doesn't throw that hard. Velocity has come down the last couple of years since he left the bullpen. So he's got to keep the ball down and stay out of the middle of the plate. Hadn't been able to do that so far tonight, but still has a 3-1 lead.
Rodrigo is the only pitcher through the first 4 games of the second half that will be pitching on turn because of the 3 days off for the All-Star break. He pitched last Sunday, so today would normally be his day anyway. Cabrera went a week between starts. He went Thursday to Thursday. Hanson will do the same. He'll pitch on Sunday, and Bruce Chen the same. He'll pitch on Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of good speed for Mike Hargrove and the Mariners. Ichiro with 20 steals. Tejada behind him at shortstop, keeping him close. Low breaking ball. He runs the count to 2-0, and then Bloomquist 7 out of 8. About the Mariners, I don't think they're going to be running here, but they are 4th in the American League in stolen bases. And Rodrigo needs to make a pitch.
Slicing foul down the left side. Ibanez singled sharply to center field his first at bat. Pretty good job with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, one of their better. Well, one thing he's done, he's hit well in the 3rd spot. Mike Hargrove, again, not a great offensive team, last in runs and home runs and base percentage, trying to find the right formula. Came hitting it almost 340 in this spot.
This could be 2. Tejada. Roberts back to first. Double play gets Lopez out of it. Oh, the pitcher's best friend, and Rodrigo gets 2 huge outs to get out of a jam. We played 3 in Seattle. The Orioles with a 3-1 lead. Hey, O's fans, Mars Supermarkets wants you to be part of O's TV and win great prizes. Stop in at any participating Mars supermarket and enter to win the O's TV First Pitch Sweepstakes. If your entry is picked and you've correctly guessed the outcome of the very first pitch of a game to an Orioles batter, a strike, a ball, a hit, or an out, you'll win a $100 gift certificate from O's TV and Mars Supermarket. If that first pitch is a home run, you'll win a $1,000 gift certificate. No purchase necessary. Play First Pitch Sweepstakes with O's TV and Mars Supermarket today.
On the WB Monday, the series finale of Summerland.
Something happened. Something bad.
He got in my face.
A WB summer event.
She's pregnant. Don't worry, Jay. You're off the hook.
Isabel. The series finale.
I love you.
Summerland.
Monday, starting at 8 on WB 54. It's O season. Get into the game as the Orioles battle the Seattle Mariners tomorrow at 10 on WB 54.
Well, the Orioles lead at 3-1, coming to bat here in the 4th inning. Let's get the singular wireless question of the day. Other than Camden Yards, what other ballpark would you like to visit? Fenway Park, Safeco Field, Wrigley Field, or Yankee Stadium? Vote now from your singular wireless phone. Text in A, B, C, or D to Oriole. Standard text message rates do apply, and we'll give you the results later on in the broadcast. That's a bouncer to first base off the bat of Bigby. And just like that, one away here in the Oriole 4th. Pinero has been kind of a Houdini here tonight.
Well, he really got fortunate when Moore lined out. rocket down the third baseline that Beltre was able to snare before it got into left field, and that held the Orioles to only 2 runs. With Moore with a home run, and then not a very productive hitter, but at least an inning, a 2-run inning in the second.
So Fasano was hit by a pitch his first at bat. That actually was the key at bat in the inning because it got Matos to third, Bigby to second. Matos then scored on a ground out by Roberts. Unassisted at first, the other 2 runners advanced, and then Sosa had an infield hit to drive in the second run. Orioles need a win to keep pace with Boston. The Red Sox just pounded the Yankees tonight at Fenway Park.
Well, Wong going on the DL, and they had to start Tim Otis Redding, and we referred to him today in the Boston Globe. The Yankees, Jared Wright. I mean, it looks, you go out and get Randy Johnson, 16 wins. You get Jared Wright, 15. Pavano was 18 and 8. Pavano on the DL, I guess soon to come off. Wright not doing very well in his rehab.
Grounded to third. Beltre on a knee, plays it and slings it across to get Fasano. 2 men down.
Yeah, nice play. An earthworm burner just stayed on the ground, and he just took his time because he knows that Sal doesn't run that well.
There's Brian Roberts, who is 0 for 2, but he does have an RBI and the bases loaded ground out. Brian's off to a tough start in the month of July. Still maintaining the batting lead. And there's a strike, 0-1. The Orioles, off this 3-game winning streak, are now back to 500 in the month. They're 5-5 in July. And there's a base hit. And Roberts is on with a 2-out single. And he had a hit in last night's game and a hit tonight.
Yeah, the one thing that I've noticed, contrary to a couple of years ago when he first came up, is that he looks for pitches. He knows what he wants to hit. Not a bad curveball. It's down, maybe down in the middle of the plate versus away. And I just have the sense that Pinheiro has thrown a lot of breaking balls, changeups, and just kind of sits on it. And all of a sudden, you get your 2-out base hit.
Get Sammy Sosa up.
Well, you'd like to hope that Sammy will get a similar slider that he got hit the last time. Threw him a slider that kind of hung, and he was able to hit it off the end of the bat, but sharply enough that Beltre, all he could do was knock it down, keep it from getting by him for a double.
Sammy has 583 home runs, tied with Mark McGwire for 6th all-time. Down the middle for a strike, 0-1. He has got 18 games with an at-bat now without a home run. His last home run was on June the 18th, which coincidentally is also the last game Miguel Tejada hit a home run. Sammy's had a couple of days off, so he's only played in 18 games. Miguel's streak is at 21. And since that series, that was against the Colorado Rockies at home, that ended with the win on Sunday. That's when the Orioles went on the road and dropped 3 out of 4 in Toronto, and that's when the slump started. Sosa's down on strikes and it ends the inning. But since that day, since June the 20th, Sosa has just 3 RBIs, including the RBI tonight. Base hit and a man left. Middle of the 4th, the Birds with a 3-1 lead.
Hey, Bird, you can't do this here.
Hey, O's fans, stop in any participating Mars supermarket and enter to win the Orioles Backyard Barbecue. See the specially marked box at the Backyard Barbecue display featuring SK Meats, Deer Park Water, and Reynolds Consumer Products. If your entry is picked, you'll win a prize pack that includes a Weber Q Grill. The grand prize winner will take home a Weber Summit Platinum D6 Grill, a $2,000 value. Play Orioles Backyard Barbecue at Mars supermarkets. No purchase necessary.
Oriole fans, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield believes in the future of our children. And because of their commitment to kids,
CareFirst and Blue Cross Blue Shield is proud to sponsor K's for Kids with the Orioles and the American Cancer Society. For every strikeout thrown by an Orioles pitcher this season, CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield will make a $25 donation to the American Cancer Society Healthy Kids program. Congratulations to CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield on the K's for Kids program.
Orioles with 3 early runs have a 3-1 lead. Sexton, Beltre, and Reed getting set to bat here in the 4th inning. Hey, Oriole fans, play Orioles Backyard Barbecue at Mars Supermarkets and win great prizes from SK Meats, Deer Park Water, and Reynolds Consumer Products. And the grand prize winner wins a Weber Master Grill, perfect for your next summer barbecue. That's the Orioles Backyard Barbecue at Mars Supermarkets. No purchase necessary. Rafael Palmeiro, 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. He'll bat in the top of the 5th. He'll be up 3rd in that inning. Trying to get career hit number 3,000. Here's Richie Sexton leading off for Seattle in the 4th. Towering home run in the 2nd inning.
Did he ever? And again, they tried to steal back in the 1st, took the bat out of his hand. And
there's a strike at the belt.
Of course, the Mariners trying to do what the Orioles did last night, which was the Mariners had a 3-0 lead, and the Orioles came roaring back.
Well, the bullpen is well rested because the only reliever who got in the game last night was B.J. Ryan. He pitched the 9th inning and earned his 20th save. He struck out the side in the 9th inning. That is a foul ball down the line.
Yeah, Lee Mazzilli, the skipper of the Orioles, talking. He said Eric Bedard's going to be coming back. There is B.J. Ryan, made his first All-Star appearance, first time on the team in Detroit just the other night. But he said, you know, you're going to have to make a decision. Eric Bedard back to pitch on Monday. And somebody's going to have to go. And
still an 8-man bullpen.
Yeah.
There are 5 righties and 3 lefties in that bullpen. Right now, James Baldwin is the long reliever. Jason Grimsley's back for the back end. He and Chris Ray, Todd Williams, and Jorge Julio all can see action late in games for Ray Miller. Line to center field. Matos has a play, and Luis hauls it in for the out.
Oh, you were talking last night, Jim Beattie. I did not see him. I assume he's probably still here, one of the general managers, along with Mike Flanagan, talking about poised to make a trade if all the pieces of the puzzle fall together. And you know, of course, there's been a lot of talk about Jorge Julio because he's young and has a good arm. That so I suppose that's one of the ways they could solve some of the problems, as far as having too many relievers.
Sky high pop up off the bat of Beltre.
Yeah, I think, Jim, that's a pitch he'd love to have back. And Rodrigo Lopez knows that was a hanging breaking ball, and he tried to hit it towards the football stadium here where the Seahawks play, and just got under it. And watch this ball just kind of hover. Just a hanging breaking ball right up in there, and then he pops it straight up in the air. Again, Beltre 48 home runs last year, led all major leaguers.
A 2 down, and here's Jeremy Reed. Lopez is an out away from his first 3 up 3 down inning.
Well, that's the one thing I think we noticed the second half of last year was that he would struggle early, very much like Mike Messina, and then settle down and find his rhythm. And once again, a little guy, if he lands on that front heel and strides too long, the ball gets elevated and everything flattens out. Can't get on top of the breaking ball. Doesn't have as much movement.
Jeremy Reed hit his first major league home run against the Orioles. It came against Steve Reed. He was designated for assignment yesterday, and Rodrigo Lopez has a 3 up 3 down inning on that comebacker. Rafael Palmeiro will bat third, 1 hit shy of 3,000 as we head to the 5th.
Hi, I'm Jared. Check this out. Burger King's Tender Crisp Chicken Sandwich has more fat than their Whopper, more fat than their large fries, more fat than almost anything else they sell. How much fat? 45 grams. 45. How do they get all that fat into a chicken sandwich? It's a mystery to me. That's why I like Subway restaurants. There are no mysteries. Their sandwiches are made fresh right in front of you. With fresh ingredients on freshly baked bread. Like this tasty oven-roasted chicken breast sub with 5 grams of fat. Subway, eat fresh.
Orioles baseball on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network is brought to you in part by the Baltimore Sun's Take Me Out to the Ball Game contest. The Baltimore Sun, light for all, something for everyone. By General Motors and by Verizon Wireless. Reliable, you'll know it when you have it. Verizon Wireless. Oh, thank you. I'll take 3 of those. Maybe some of the pink ones. We go to the 5th inning. Melvin Moore will lead off. Let's get the answer to our singular wireless question of the night other than Camden Yards. What other ballpark would you like to visit? 58% says the Fens, Fenway Park, oldest ballpark in the major leagues.
And you better bring your credit card. Most expensive seat in baseball. Well, Yankee Stadium's not inexpensive. Not like the bargains you get at Camden Yards.
Fenway Park has been around since 1912, even longer than you.
Yep. I tell you, I didn't pitch for the second year. Actually, I think they had just had the fire in 1928 when I broke in. And
you're holding up very well.
Yes, thank you.
Melvin has had a good night. He has swung the bat well. Homered in the first, lined out in the second. And another base hit. This one pulled down the line. Melvin makes the turn. He's trying for 2. As Snelling gets it back in, and Melvin hustles it into a double.
Yeah, I think still protecting that hamstring a little bit, and Rick Dempsey kind of not that he's going to hand him the baton like it's a relay. You see right there, maybe a little bit of a stumble. Beltry can't get to it. Then Snelling, who hails from Australia, gets it quickly, and watch this accurate throw right on the money. Nice tag by the second baseman, Bloomquist.
And here's Tejada with a chance for an RBI.
Well, not only that, Jim. I mean, you know, he's got to hit it to the right side. Try to get him in. I mean, Chris Miguel, if you watched him take batting practice, he is so good. I think of all the hitters I've seen over the years, he probably has the best approach of anybody I've ever seen for a guy that's a 30 home run guy. I don't mean he's the best. I got to go with Frank Robinson because he hit 586 home runs, but his approach in batting practice, especially when he has a bad night. If you watched him today, you know, left center, right center, stay on the ball. So he can hit the ball the other way and get more either in or over for Palmeiro. You think maybe Mike Hargrove might bring the infield in, which will give Rafi a better chance to get the 3,000 hit.
To center field, Mora's going to tag. Reed sets up. Mora bluffs going to third, and he'll stay put.
And you can see Bigby not happy. Wanted to do more with that pitch. Pinheiro, though, got it up and in, and he couldn't do anything but get it in the air.
And for a third time tonight, Rafael Palmeiro will come up. Trying to join a very exclusive club in baseball history as he looks to get his 3,000th hit. He has walked and he has grounded out to first base. See Seattle playing even up. Shortstop trying to keep Moore close at second base. Deep down the line, it is hooking back foul. The fans thought that was the moment. These fans have been into it.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Fasano Meaning all the fans have their cameras.
Awfully good pitch right there. Not much you can do with that. No, it's interesting. Rafi's saying, I know I got pretty good numbers, but I don't know if they're as good as Aaron and Mays. But then again, who is? Mays with 660 lifetime home runs, and Hank Aaron, of course, the leader, at least in Major League Baseball, 755.
Outside. What he has been is consistent.
Well, anytime you can play, average 152 games a year, 14 straight years, 20 more home runs, 9 times 30 more, a couple of 40 home run years, along with Garrick and Griffey and Ruth.
Good eye.
But see, that's right there. That tells me something right there. He swings at one changeup down and away, but then again, he's able to recognize it once you show it to him, and of course that's why he's been as good as he has.
Large contingent of photographers and fans. He's an amateur.
The camera's not big enough.
Down the line, this may be it. It goes into the corner. There it is! 3,000 for Palmeiro. It's going to be a double and Melvin Morse scores. Palmeiro. And now there are 4.
Gesture by his teammates. Just went out and congratulated. Well, I think if you ever played this game, you just realize the meaning of this moment. That's significant because of the names that you named. I don't think anybody that ever played realizes that. And of course, the fans up here in Seattle, I mean, they did have Griffey and they did have A-Rod and they had Edgar Martinez.
They appreciate this kind of performance.
And Gibbons hits it in the right field for a base hit. That'll score Palmeiro. Gibbons hustling to second base, and he has a double. And another ovation for Rafael Palmeiro.
Sorry, I got the second. I was ready to go on deck.
Matos fouls it back. So the Orioles with a 2-run inning now, have a 5-1 lead. There's Preston, Rafi's younger son. Patrick, his older son, is bat boy tonight. There's Patrick blowing the bubble. And there's Dad. Matos pops it up to shallow left. Snelling running in, calls off Morse, the shortstop, and makes the catch for the second out. And oh, by the way, he is now tied with Roberto Clemente. 3,000 hits exactly. Freddie Tyler there. Security. Congratulations.
Well, a marvelous moment. And, you know, he's made it look so easy, and I think anybody understands that's not the case. You know, Mike Hargrove was quoted in the paper. I asked him about it. You know, he said he never whines. He just plays. He never misses any games. Never causes any problems, either on or off the field. I mean, he's had a marvelous career. Well, how many players could play that long? Can you say that about?
He's kind of the hitting version of Don Sutton.
Well, yeah, and of course everybody complained. Yeah, Sutton won 300 games, but only
324.
Yeah.
You know who else won 324? Nolan Ryan. We're spoken about in different manners.
Well, exactly, and you know, of course, Nolan struck out guys and had no hitters.
Look at the sense of relief. First, his teammates mobbed him. Now we'll let him have a moment. Drive by Bigby for a full count. Sexton back of the bag will play it unassisted, and the inning ends. RBI double for number 3,000 as the Orioles extend their lead. Historical night in Seattle.
How's it going? Nice shirt. Listen, the bean dip's starting to get a little funky.
What?
Speaking of outdated, are you still watching digital cable?
How'd you get in here?
DirecTV has 100% digital quality on every channel. Digital cable calls itself digital, but it's not digital on every channel.
Okay, I'll get on that.
Hey, don't leave me in here with the Mushu pork. Dark and cold.
It's time to rethink TV. Sign up now and get over 140 channels for only $29.99 for the first 3 months. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Orioles baseball. It just keeps getting better. And now, thanks to Coca-Cola Tuesday Bargain Night, the price of admission is better too. Just grab an ice cold Coke, head over to the Orioles box office on Tuesdays, and you'll get upper reserve tickets for just $8. Plus, if you bring a specially marked label from a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola, you'll save an extra $3. So come pick up some great Orioles tickets, a refreshing Coke, and a tasty hot dog, because Coca-Cola and the Baltimore Orioles are going all out to make your summer great.
Millions of American families rely on Ford, and right now, Ford invites you to join the Ford Family Plan and pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. Until August 1st, you'll get our discounts on the entire family of Ford trucks in stock, including F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 28 years. Now buy an F-150 for just $15,270. That's after an additional $3,000 cash back on a built Ford Tough F-150. No hassles, no gimmicks. Visit your local Ford dealer and welcome to the family.
Number 3,000 is in the books. And the Orioles now have a 5-1 lead. Here's Mike Morse against Lopez, and there's a strike. The Mariners did a very nice job. Scoreboard congratulating Rafael. Players applauding. There's a line drive to center, base hit for Mike Morse. Joel Pinheiro congratulating him, even though he got the hit off him.
Well, he did, but I looked at the dugout, and of course, you know, Don Baylor and the hitting instructor and Brian Price, the pitching coach, and Mike Hargrove. It's a difficult moment because you respect what he did, but you're trying to win. And, you know, Pinheiro obviously didn't want to give up the hit, but did, and he recognizes the moment. But it was a long inning. They gave up more runs than they wanted to, and now they're going to try to get back in the game. Long inning for Rodrigo Lopez, who, as you mentioned, only a 1-2-3 inning, and that was last inning. Other than that, it's been pretty much of a struggle. The scoreboard does not tell you the true story. Everything up, not really, you know, sharp stuff tonight here in Seattle. Slips right there, so now the count 2-0. So this is a Mariner club that surprised everybody. I think it surprised themselves, winning 4 in a row right before the break. We mentioned not a great offensive team. They're last in runs and home runs and on base percentage. But they went down to Anaheim after losing 2 in a row to the Royals and won 4 in a row. Outscored the Angels 33-13.
Bends around the plate, ball 3. Rodrigo needs to get through this inning to qualify for a win, but the Orioles are trying to stay even with Boston, so the victory is what is most important. There's a strike. No activity yet, but there's some stirring about out there in the bullpen. This could be one of those nights where you get through 5 and then let the bullpen get the other 4 innings. His pitch count is not very high. It's only 64, but as Jim mentioned, it's the manner in which he's pitching.
Yeah, it's the stuff, and it's the location, and it's the sharpness of the breaking ball. It's one of those nights that you like to have a cushion, but if you're Rodrigo and you're now in your 3rd year as a starter, you know that, I mean, they're going to make you work.
This guy to center field. Matos has a play, so Snelling can advance the runner, and 1 down.
But it's also the kind of game, Jim, where he made it. You know, we said he had to make a big pitch in the 3rd, able to get the double play ball from Raul Ibanez. You know, right now you got a guy that was sent to the minor leagues. We mentioned Miguel Oliva coming over from the White Sox, but he was only hitting in the low 140s. They sent him out. His average still there. So this is a guy you need to get out with Ichiro, a guy with 262 hits last year, on deck. This is a must. This is the guy you put the big circle around. You know, you got to get this guy out. Don Baylor just saying having a lot of trouble. He's not really sure about his vision, but just struggling with the breaking ball. Pretty good fastball hitter, as we've seen, a good catch and throw catcher. But under 150 at the major league level, and there's another breaking ball. That's what he struck out on. So you know how to pitch him. Can you do it?
There's Don Baylor.
Yeah, his nickname was Groove. Because when he got in a groove, boy, he could hit. I told him, I said, what do you mean 6'1", 195? He said, oh, that's a long time ago. There it is.
Down on strikes.
Yeah, it just me. You got to make a pitch. He did it because Ichiro's coming up. Those are the kind of guys, if you're going to have a good night, you have to get out.
Don Baylor was such a good player But the Orioles were such a good team, he had a hard time getting out of AAA. There's Don Baylor.
Well, he once stole 52 bases.
He had back-to-back 30 home run seasons at Rochester, and he still couldn't crack the major league roster.
Well,
That's incredible.
Yeah, he was coming up the same time as Bobby Grich, and Don, who hailed from Austin, Texas. So that ball up and in, way in. You got to get shifty feet to get out of the way of that one.
Well, his feet are always moving anyway. It's amazing how he hits this one. His body is in constant motion as he swings.
Well, 924 hits his first 4 years in the big leagues after winning 7 consecutive batting titles over in Japan. And of course, shifty hits it right off that front foot.
There's more hits than any player in history over a 4-year period. His first 4 years in the major leagues.
And he does have occasional power. He's hit 3 leadoff home runs this year, 15 in his career.
Melvin Mora gobbles it up. He'll play it to first for the final out of the inning. So the leadoff single does not hurt Rodrigo as he gets out of it. Morse is left stranded at first base. We played 5 in Seattle. Historic night, and the Birds have the lead.
Everybody knows Southwest offers short flights out of BWI Airport, but did you know we also offer many long-distance nonstops from Baltimore? We got you covered with nonstops to Orlando, Tampa Bay, West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, New Orleans, Jackson, Little Rock, St. Louis, Kansas City, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Albuquerque, Salt Lake City, Phoenix, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Los Angeles. That's 18 long-distance nonstops from BWI for just $99 to $149 one way. Purchased by August 4th.
You are now free to move about the country.
I'm proud to build trucks and SUVs to a higher standard. Professional grade.
I'm proud to make an SUV with the tightest turning radius.
Best V8 fuel economy.
Most horsepower in its class. I'm proud to innovate.
And I'm proud to offer something we've never done before.
Our very own employee discount. You pay what we pay.
Not a cent more.
Get an 05 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab 4-wheel drive SLE for just $26,635 with your employee discount. See your local GMC dealers today.
On the WB Sunday Summer Movie, a network broadcast premiere.
Michael Jordan wore these sneakers. It can't be.
It takes a pair of special shoes.
Make me like Mike.
To pull off some big-time moves.
How you do that? This kid can play some basketball.
Rap sensation Bow Wow stars.
Can I get your autograph for my niece?
What's her name?
Dirk.
Like money.
Sunday at 8 on WB 54.
We played 5. Here's our advanced business systems game summary with the Birds on top.
Yeah, 4 doubles for the Orioles tonight, and you can see Rafi with his 3,000 career hit drove in Melvin Mora, who had doubled, and Melvin also with a solo home run. Jay Gibbons protecting Palmeiro again tonight as he did last night. Single double or single home run last night, single double tonight. Richie Sexton hit his 19th home run, and that's how the Mariners get on the board.
Tonight is ladies' night out at the ballpark.
So there is one of the ladies. Well, a number of ladies. They were here for a memorable moment. Sigatashi Hasegawa a couple of years ago is as good a year as you possibly could have as a reliever. Sarapi's still getting congratulations. I mean, it's that type of night.
Fasano takes a strike. Rafael just handed a bat to a security guard. I wonder if that was the bat for number 3,000, and maybe heading to the Hall of Fame, and they may want to get that one and put it in a safe spot.
Ray Miller was talking. We talk about Aaron and Mays, but Ray was saying that he was doing some scouting when Eddie Murray came up, and he said, you know, I said this is one of the best right-handed hitters I've ever seen, and I don't think he should switch hit. And of course, he ends up with what, 504 home runs and 3,000 hits, along with Rafi and Aaron and Mays and whatever. And of course, I don't think Palmeiro ever had that problem, but you know, it's an interesting thing about being a professional baseball. Rafi was talking about dreaming. I always dreamt that I wanted to be a major league player, and I think anybody that ever started playing baseball, you always dream about it, but are you willing to work hard? And you know, and you think, okay, 566 home runs, 3,000 hits, it's always been easy. Cubs traded him, didn't want him, didn't think he was going to hit for power.
What has it been like for him over the past week? I mean, it's a bit different for a pitcher, I understand, because there's so much that's not in your control when you're going for milestone wins. When you won your 200th and your 250th on your way to 268, or your 2000th strikeout, is it difficult to just be yourself?
Well, I don't think so for Rafi. I think the difficulty came this year when you have a goal that's a long way away when you're 40 years old. And I think, you know, Jim, I mean, you don't do all the TV games, nor do I, but you're here every day. You saw him in Toronto, down in the cage by himself with a tee, trying to regain that stroke. I mean, it's kind of what Sammy Sosa's going on. Both of them are going to Cooperstown. But if you think it's easy to show up at the big league every day and have that kind of expectation and deliver, and you think it's just, you know, it's not like, you know, it's not like four-wheel drive where you can just push a switch and go from your two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive. I mean, Sammy's going through a tough time, but you always believe that you're going to be able to do it.
Welcome bat line drive to left, and that'll fall for a base hit, and Mr. Sosa will take it.
You know, it's funny, Boog Powell came up in the booth, I think the first year. You know, he started the barbecue, and you know, we were talking, it was 1992, it was a year after I tried to make that comeback, and you can see right there, gets the bat head out. That's a good thing right here. High fastball, and gets it on the end, but again, a couple of base hits tonight. Sacrifice fly last night, so maybe he likes comfortable hitting in that second spot. But Boog said, you know, on the air, he brought up a couple of the barbecue beef sandwich. He goes, hey, you always still think you can do it. The difference is Palmeiro at 40 has done it, and Sammy Sosa still got to prove at age 36 that he can continue to perform at the level that people expect. And it's not easy.
And the thing that's interesting about this last week for Rafael, in the weekend series against the Red Sox last Thursday through Sunday, he went into the Friday game 1 for his last 17 as he was trying to edge closer to 3,000. And with his double tonight for 3,000, he's now hitting 5 straight. So there was just a little bit of a tail off there as he got close, and then he found the stroke, had the big weekend series against the Red Sox, and a hit last night and number 3,000 tonight.
Well, I think he also understands, and he's been talking about all along, he said, if I'm going to play at 40, and you know, I think very thankful for the Oriole organization, again, bringing him back, because giving him the opportunity to do that. But again, trying to find the stroke. And Ray Miller was talking about, hey, you know, one thing, and I noticed it, he said, what the heck, you know, kind of like Tom Cruise says, Moore is going to go down on strikes. He said, you got to start swinging a bat. He's done that. He ends up with 3,000 hits.
So the 2-out single by Sosa. He's left middle of the 6th on a special night in Seattle. Palmeiro and the Birds have a 5-1 lead.
I hear that you guarantee all your work. Is that true?
Yes.
Can you have our van ready in time for the canoe trip this afternoon?
Absolutely.
Are your 3,000 certified mechanics guided by the ideals of the young voyagers? He's one of us!
Visit Midas and get brake pads or shoes for $39.95, plus installation. We'll provide a written estimate for installation and fully explain any additional work needed. For mechanics known for their work and their word,
Trust the Midas touch.
Kick off the summer at Fridays with the fresh flavors of our new Fiesta menu, featuring 6 amazing dishes, like our Fiesta fajitas with Chipotle chicken. Everyone could use more Fridays.
It's not coming off.
Orioles baseball on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Non-stop service to over 59 destinations all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. A lovely night in Seattle. Youngster having a good time. I think she enjoyed the chocolate. The Orioles have a variety of special events and promotions scheduled all summer long. Wednesday, July 27th, Orioles in Texas, 7:05. Sammy Sosa bobblehead night. Be one of the first 25,000 fans 21 and over, and you'll receive a bobblehead featuring Sammy. 888-848-BIRD or online, Orioles.com for your tickets. And don't forget, if you go online and get your tickets, you can print them right at home. There's Willie Bloomquist leading off for Seattle in the bottom of the 6th inning.
We mentioned a utility guy, first baseman this year, second base, shortstop, third base, center field. And I said, can you catch? He said, well, I am the backup catcher. We only have 2, Oliva and Borders. He said, I guess if one of them got hurt, I'd be the guy.
Foul ball, late call by home plate umpire Fielding Culbreth. Bloomquist singled in the 3rd to extend his hitting streak to 10 in a row. 27 years old. He's in his 4th season. There's Todd Williams getting loose in the bullpen, and he's down on strikes on a bad breaking slider. Chased the pitcher's pitch, 1 away.
Well, of course, that's the luxury you have, and what Rodrigo can do so well. I mean, he's really survived today. Not great stuff early. All of a sudden, though, a little bit sharper. Gets ahead of Bloomquist, who now hit in 10 straight games, and just throws him a perfect slider. There is the line. 74 pitches, and only a 1-2-3 inning once tonight.
Ibanez bounced into an inning-ending double play in the 3rd when Seattle was trying to edge closer. At the time, it was only 3-1, and they had 2 on with 1 out.
Yeah, that was the big pitch of the night. And Ibanez with a base hit his first time, and hitting almost 340 over the last 15 games since Mike Hargrove moved him into this 3rd spot. It's nice to be able to hit in front of Richie Sexton. It's a 19 home run.
3-1 on Ibanez, batting with 1 out and none on. Off-speed breaking ball there. Wow.
Well, you know, it's funny. I was talking to Raul down in the batting cage. I said, what do you think about Cabrera? And Mike Hargrove said he's the most dominating right-hander they've seen all year. He said he kept throwing that curveball over when he's behind. Well, that's exactly what Rodrigo Lopez said. He said it was very annoying. He doesn't annoy him there as he walks him. And that's what the Mariners need, base runners.
He stayed with the curve and bent around the plate outside. First walk on the night allowed by Rodrigo. Crow and the professor looking on from the bench. A lot of baseball knowledge right there.
Oh yeah. Well, I was talking to Tom Treble. I said, how are you going? How's he? And he started flashing me signs. So I guess everything was going well.
Sexton takes it low. Sexton's home run was hit into the Seattle bullpen in the 2nd inning.
A little action in the Oriole bullpen just in case.
Todd Williams continues to get loose. Jim, you were talking about the starting pitching coming around. And here's what the team has done over the past 5 games. And keep in mind, one of those games was the loss by Ponson, and he allowed 5 earned runs. So that's a pretty good stretch.
Well, it's also against the Red Sox. And year in and year out, they're the best offensive team. Lee Mazzilli talking about that as they went on to pound the Yankees. Ray Miller and Lee in his office watching the beginning of that game, which eventually the Red Sox outscored the Yankees by 16. But when you handle them in Camden Yards, where they play very well, you've done some pitching. I think the interesting thing, Ray Miller, I think I was talking to Maz about it today, is that I think he would like to maybe get a player or two. He talks about this Orioles club very much like it was last year, but Ray was saying that if some of our young pitchers mature and they stay healthy, we should be better the last 2.5 months. Part of that is getting Bedard back. Ooh,
tough hop. Yeah. And he won't have a play. That was no man's land. He either had to charge or back up, and it was hit so hard he just tried to glove it.
Well, you don't have a chance. If you play shortstop, you can pick your hop. Third base, you can, and it's a hard infield. And you really hope that it ricochets over to Tejada, but it doesn't, right off the Baltimore.
And that is an error on Melvin. Tough error on a tough hop.
Well, I think that's a base hit. Because again, if you don't play it perfectly.
I'm sure Richie Sexton would agree. Here's Beltre.
Either way, you get first and second for a home run hitter. One swing, they're back in the game. And you're going to get a left-hander up for the Orioles too.
And Melvin is 7th error on the year. For a strike on 1. Tim Burdack has joined Todd Williams in the bullpen. Beltre's pop-up in the 4th inning went a mile high.
He missed a hanging slider. And swung at a good one right there.
Not too far on the check swing, and it's 0-2. That was a very strange sight right there. Beltre extended his arm as if he was asking for the appeal. And the umpire said, okay, I'll ask. Adrian, you're not supposed to do that. Let the catcher ask. Watch, here's the previous pitch.
Well, he said ask him. Yeah, well, I think because the home plate umpire, Fielding Colberth, called it a strike. He said, no, check with him. Well, there you go.
Got away with one there.
Well, that's an information pitch. As long as you get it inside, you can't keep it fair. But again, of course, that's what they expected, that kind of bat speed from Beltre. 48 home runs last year. I know he played with a bad ankle. You can see right there, knows he got out in front. They don't need a home run. They just need a base hit. Not that a home run wouldn't help, but keep this inning going. It's not only the fact that he hit 48 home runs, he hit 334. An incredible year in your walk year. Beltre playing with the Dodgers.
Outside Mike Schmidt's major league record, most home runs by a third baseman ever, 48.
Of course, Mike in the Hall of Fame, and that was back in 1980. There you go. 121 RBIs and a 334 batting average. He figured it out at the right time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, just when he was about to make some money. Seattle was happy to give it to him. Fouls it off. Another off-speed pitch. Well, the relievers are ready, and there's a lefty, Jeremy Reed, on deck, so Mazzilli has Burdack. There's Burdack, number 40, the lefty. Jason Grimsley has replaced Todd Williams. Jason activated yesterday from the disabled list. A marvelous recovery from Tommy John surgery. About 8 months ahead of schedule. Rodrigo does not seem very comfortable at the moment.
Well, would you be? I mean, Beltre, one swing of the bat, they're back in the game, even though you have a 5-1 lead.
Chase, ball 3. There's Reed on deck, the left-handed batter.
And Jeremy already with a base hit and a ground out.
Mariner fans Trying to cheer on Beltre here. Fouls it off to stay alive.
Yeah, the Mariners, their season really turned around right at the end of April when they went 1-11. They did what the Orioles did last year. They had one of their 2 7-game losing streaks. And that's how they're 39-49 in a pretty tough division. Got the Angels. Of course, they missed Guerrero for a while. Jamie Moyer, he'll pitch. Yeah, 15-3 against the Orioles lifetime, even though they did beat him in Baltimore earlier in the season.
Deep right center field, long run for Gibbons. He's not going to get it. It bounces in there for a base hit, and it bounces up in the stands, which is a break for the Orioles.
Yeah, going to save them a run. They tell you this is the kind of ballpark that's about the only place the ball carries, right field. So you foul off the good pitches and you hang around till you get something up and out over the plate. And that's what this is, and he just hammers it to right center field. Gibbons is not going to be able to catch up with it, and there's what you talked about, Jim. Ground rule double. So Sexton, he's not going to be able to count the run that he scores. Ibanez makes it 5-2. Now 7 hits for the Mariners. Lee Mazzilli, as we mentioned, along with Ray Miller, the pitching coach, it's been one of those nights where Rodrigo never had great stuff, but somehow got himself into the 6th inning.
So Burdack will come on and try to minimize the damage here. 2nd and 3rd, a run in, only 1 man down. Rodrigo Lopez will leave. It's a 3-run game here in the 6th.
Plus knocks out weeds in 12 hours. The leading imitator doesn't. Now improved Roundup Plus knocks out weeds in 12 hours.
Hey, how's it going? Nice shirt. Listen, the bean dip's starting to get a little funky.
What?
Speaking of outdated, are you still watching digital cable?
How'd you get in here?
DirecTV has 100% digital quality on every channel. Digital cable calls itself digital, but it's not digital on every channel.
Okay, I'll get on that.
Hey, don't leave me in here with the Mushu pork. Dark and cold.
It's time to rethink TV. Sign up now and get over 140 channels for only $29.99 for the first 3 months. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Seattle trying to get back in it here in the 6th. The run in, 2nd and 3rd, only 1 man down, and Burdack comes on in relief of Rodrigo Lopez. Win a pair of 2006 Orioles season tickets by playing the Baltimore Sun's Take Me Out to the Ball Game contest. For complete rules and an entry form, pick up the Sun today. The Baltimore Sun, light for all, something for everyone.
So Tim Burdack is going to come on. You will see this will be the 5th appearance for the Orioles. He was in 37 games down at Ottawa. You know, last year was signed by the Orioles. It started the season in Portland, and all of a sudden, he got some of that Steve McCatty magic. Pitched very well in 24 out of his last 29 games, and Steve Klein struggling against lefties. Lee Mazzilli really has confidence in him, and that is why he's being used in this situation to get the left-hander out. Of course, the infield back, you got yourself your 5-2 lead. You will concede 1 run.
Grimsley is ready in the bullpen, and there's a right-handed batter on deck, Mike Morse, the rookie. So this could be a 1-batter appearance for Burdack. Here's Jason. Reed singled in the 2nd and bounced back to the mound in the 4th. Sharply hit to Palmeiro. Rafael will go to the base to take the out. A run will score as Sexton comes in, but now 2 outs in the inning. So Burdack gets Reed, who does his job by getting that run in with an out.
Yeah, that's a big run because it gets him right back in the ball game. It's going to force Lee Mazzilli to come back out and make a move, which he probably would have made anyway. But Reed only hitting .203 against lefties. Slider down the middle of the plate. Again, worked the count in his favor. Nice play, very smoothly by the 3-time Gold Glove. The home runs and the hits. Also a very good fielding first baseman. So Burdack's going to face one, and Jason Grimsley, as you mentioned, Jim, coming off Tommy John surgery, an amazing recovery, now back in the big leagues.
So Jason Grimsley will come on, and he'll make his 2005 season debut to try to get the final out here in the 6th inning.
Sometimes all I need is the air that I breathe and to love you.
For the air you breathe, get a Filtrete filter from 3M. Filtrete filters capture more pollen, more dust, more pet dander, and more mold spores than ordinary fiberglass.
All I need is the air that I breathe.
When was the last time you changed your filter? Filtrete filters from 3M. For the air you breathe.
Well, the Orioles leading at 5-3. Seattle has a couple in and a runner at third with 2 men down. Let's get a look at our Aflac trivia question for tonight. The 5 players here tonight with a 200-hit season on their resume. We know one because we talked about him, Ichiro Suzuki. He has 4.
Can we count him 4 times?
I don't think for this.
No. Okay. Yeah, Jason Grimsley will come in for the first time. This will be his 512th major league appearance. And Tommy John there's the numbers last year. Of course, he came over from the Kansas City Royals. Denny Batista, the young pitcher the Orioles had acquired in a trade earlier on, he goes to Kansas City, and Jason did a terrific job. Wasn't much trickery. He came in and he was going to throw you the sinker. And when he did, he usually hit ground balls. Did an excellent job.
Beltre's at third with 2 down for Morse. And there's a strike. By the way, Jim, the official scorer has changed that call. I'm sure he went to the videotape and looked at that ball hit by Sexton. He has taken the error away from Melvin Mora and awarded a base hit, so that 1E will come down.
You can look at the bruise on Melvin Mora's chest.
The difference is, of course, that makes it an earned run for Rodrigo Lopez.
The key to being a good reliever, effective reliever, is how you are with inherited runners. And right here, Jason Grimsley, so good last season.
It's foul 1 and 2.
Yeah, you just really, when he's on his game, and of course, having Tommy John on October 12th, they expected him possibly back the end of the year. But I tell you what, when he came back and joined the club, when he was doing rehab, he was one happy camper. Elbow hasn't hurt, isn't hurting like it did. You go in, you transplant a ligament and hope that it heals properly, which apparently it has. At least hopefully it does.
And he got him. Welcome back, Jason Grimsley. Comes in and strikes out Mike Morse and leaves an inherited runner on third base. Seattle gets back into it 2. They leave a runner at third. We head to the 7th with the Birds on top.
Gas. Bird. Driving. Baseball. Put them all together and what do you get? How about 2 free tickets to an Orioles game? Fill up 4 times at Citgo and get 2 tickets to Camden Yards during the Fill Up for the Game event. Citgo. for the road ahead.
And Bob, the pressure is on as the Machismos make their final pitch of the day.
Well, you know, Lloyd, it's not like they won the coveted golden bullhorn just by sitting on their keisters.
Actually, Bob, they did. Oh, here it comes. A big swing. Can they do it again? No.
No! A huge upset!
Unbelievable, Bob.
Slap me silly and call me Consuelo.
Of course, there's always Bovine Bucks Doubler from the Maryland Lottery. With 7 chances to win and a top prize of $1,000, it may not be a sport, but at least it's exciting.
There's a cancer center in Maryland that's leading the way in the fight against cancer. Here, specialists take a minimally invasive approach to treatment so patients can get on with their lives. And researchers and physicians are working together to give individuals the most advanced treatment options, some of which are only available here, where hope is a way of life. The University of Maryland Greenebaum Cancer Center.
Orioles trying to make it a 4th consecutive win of a 5-3 lead as we go to the 7th inning here at Safeco Field in Seattle. Calling all those fans, get a taste of the big leagues by winning an unforgettable day at Camden Yards. Go to deerpark.com, register to win your chance to throw out the first pitch, be a PA announcer, maybe park Jim Palmer's car, who knows. You could win hundreds of other great prizes. Visit deerpark.com today and win with the birds all summer long.
A little heavy on that tan stuff.
Shigetoshi Hasegawa stays on.
Yeah, last year, and of course he will be 37, hails from actually born in Kobe, Japan. Just 2 years ago had as good a year as you ever can have. Lowest ERA ever for a reliever, 148. One of those years where originally came up, signed by the Angels. That was back in 1997, so he's been in the big league since then.
2-0 on Miguel.
When he signed with the Angels back, he had been the 4th Japanese pitcher ever.
Took Melvin's error away. We have the manual scoreboard there in left field, so the operator had to go get the other digit, take the 1 down, and put the 0 in there. Kind of like at Fenway Park. Tejada takes a 4-pitch walk, leading off here in the 7th, and here comes the man of the hour, Rafael Palmeiro. Here's number 3,000 in the 5th inning. He now has 1,051 base hits as an Oriole, and he is tied with Roberto Clemente on the all-time list. 3,000 hits exactly. He is the 26th player in big league history to have 3,000 hits.
Well, you know, you made a good point. The Mariners are not only on the board here, but the fans realizing and sensing the moment. But now all of a sudden things have changed.
Yeah, no ovation at all.
No ovation because it's
the enemy again.
Exactly.
I have my ticket. I have my souvenir.
It's what he talked about last night. JJ Putz came in and got him out the last time, and people were disappointed. He said, I know that's going to change the minute I get my 3,000 hits, and that's exactly what happened, as it should.
Pete Rose, Ty Cobb, Hank Aaron, Stan Musial, Tris Speaker, Hannes Wagner, Carl Yastrzemski, Paul Molitor, Eddie Collins, Willie Mays, Eddie Murray, Napoleon Lajoie, Cal, George Brett, Paul Wainer, Robin Yount, Tony Gwynn, Dave Winfield, Ricky Henderson, Rod Carew, Lou Brock, Cap Anson, Wade Boggs, Baltimore's Al Kaline, Roberto Clemente, and that man, Rafael Palmeiro. That's your 3,000 hit club. There are some legends on that list that he has just joined.
Well, what he's been able to do, though, is put it together. Not only the hits, of course, to me that's the consummate guy, and anytime you can both hit for an average and hit home runs and get base hits and drive in runs, and you can see what he's done. I mean, those are numbers
of anybody that ever put on a major league uniform. That's just unbelievable. And I think all the players sense that.
To be able to play as well, as consistently, and as long as he has been just an amazing run. There's no way they're going to call him out on his night. 3-2 the count.
Yeah, trying to get him to fish for a splitter down and away. And
let's see if Tejada runs on 3-2. He doesn't go. And there's another base hit. He just passed Roberto Clemente. 3001 for Palmeiro. The Orioles trying to get those runs back here in the 7th.
Well, this is what he said, and this is I think the transformation for him early in the year. You know, last year he said, I never hit as low as I did. They put the shift on. If they're going to pitch me away, I'm going to hit the ball. I have now convinced myself that I'm going to have to drive the ball to left. So the 3000 hit a double down the left field line, and there's a laser shot to left center field.
So a 2-hit night for Rafael, his 17th multi-hit game on the year, and that's going to do it for Hasegawa. With Gibbons coming up, we'll get a pitching change. So the Orioles have something going here. First and second, nobody down. A 2-hit game for Rafael Palmeiro. Now 3001 base hits. We're coming back to Seattle after this.
Gas. Bird. Driving. Baseball. Put them all together and what do you get? How about 2 free tickets to an Orioles game? Fill up 4 times at Citgo and get 2 tickets to Camden Yards during the Fill Up for the Game event. Citgo, for the road ahead.
Back at Safeco Field, the Orioles with a 5-3 lead. Matt Thornton's going to come in to relieve Hasegawa as the Orioles are threatening here in the 7th inning. You can see the numbers for Matt Thornton, and 29 strikeouts in 30 innings, so he can get you out. A young pitcher that came out of this organization. And, you know, last year at AAA Tacoma and here with the Mariners, but he will turn 29 in September. First round selection, the 26th pitch back in 1998. So worked his way through the minor leagues as a starter, and now a guy coming in to try to get the left-handed hitter Jay Gibbons, who's been swinging the bat very well in these first 2 games here in Seattle.
Yeah, Gibbons is really coming on. So the Orioles saw Seattle get 2 in the 6th and chase Rodrigo Lopez. And the Orioles trying to get at least one of those back. Jay doubled to drive in Palmeiro. He was the batter who followed Rafael when Rafi got his 3000th hit in the 5th inning. There was a pause for the celebration. All the Orioles went out to second base to congratulate Palmeiro, and then Gibbons ripped the double to right field. They're in at the corners for Jay.
Yeah, Jay only .222 against left-handers, yet to hit a home run, all 14 against right-handed pitching. And Thornton, well, lefty's not that effective, .281, but if you're Mike Hargrove, he's given up 4 home runs against left-handers this year, but he likes that matchup. Of course, Hasegawa maybe not throwing like he used to, and right there chases ball 1 a little bit high, 0-2 count.
Pitch had some pretty good giddy up on it. 94.
Well, I think if you're the 22nd guy in the draft, the free agent draft, you usually have a pretty good arm. I mean, I don't mean It's usually.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you know, you can usually throw the ball. You may not be able to pitch.
Gibbons just got a piece to foul it off. I mean, he has, like what you were talking about last night with Daniel Cabrera. He brought to the Orioles what you can't teach: the raw talent, the velocity, and the Orioles are helping him harness that. I was talking to Sal Fasano about Daniel today, and said, you know, Sal, you kind of remind me of that guy in the old westerns. And you have that wild pony they find out on the prairie, and it's your job to tame that wild pony. And he said, you know what? That's a good point. That's sometimes what it feels like out there, because Daniel has all that talent. Strike 3 call.
Yeah, I mean, he's just right there, 95. And again, 29 strikeouts in 30 innings. And very quickly disposes of Jay Gibbons.
Well, today's contestant in the Mars first pitch sweepstakes, Betty Dittman of Reisterstown. Betty guessed today's first pitch from Orioles batter would result in an out. Now, that was incorrect, but Betty has still won $20 in Mars groceries, courtesy of Mars and the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network. You can be a winner as well. Just stop by and enter at your favorite Mars supermarket. And here's Matos now. Runners at first and second with 1 down. There's a strike coming right at Luis. Matos is 3 out of his last 17. He did have a very good at bat in the second inning when he walked leading off and then scored. Turning as Tejada's bothering him at second base. Miguel's doing a dance out there and trying to split his concentration. So Thornton just turned to let him know that he sees him out there.
Yeah, Thornton, if you look at his minor league years, just had some elbow problems and then a herniated disc problem. So he's missed some times. So it's not always about your stuff. It's about, can you stay healthy to get out there and get your innings. You know, we've seen that with a number, Richard Stahl for the Orioles, and Adam Lowen, a young left-hander they signed 2 years ago.
He pitched a good game the other day. Adam Lowen did. Foul. Sexton over hoping for a play, but he runs out of room even with his long reach.
Yeah, Richie at 6'8". Well, Thornton, the type of the guy, he actually gets right-handers out better than left-handers from a batting average wise. But Luis Matos, he's been struggling since they came back from the All-Star break. Again, it's only 2 games now, but not swinging the bat particularly well. You can change that with a productive at bat.
Down in the count 1-2 with Tejada at second, Palmeiro at first. And he got him. Breaking ball, 2 men out, back-to-back strikeouts. Matos 0 for 3.
Well, we talked about the fastball. This curveball just straight down. And Matt Thornton coming in and doing an outstanding job as the Orioles try to expand their 5-3 lead.
Larry Bigby now, so his first and second and none down. First and second now with 2 men out. And Olivo out to talk with Thornton about what to do with Bigby.
That also helps, I guess, maybe to be 6'6" and have that downward angle. That's the same angle, even though Cabrera is right-handed, that Daniel possesses. You get up down over your front side, you throw the ball downhill, and you already saw that Thornton has a curveball, maybe not quite as hard as Daniel.
Strike at the knees.
They were all raving about Daniel Cabrera. I mean, the Mariners a lot of respect because he is now 3-0 lifetime against him.
No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, 1 pitch away from coming in and striking out the side.
So Thornton comes on, 2 on, none down, strikes out 3 consecutive batters, and gets Seattle out of a jam. 7th inning stretch at Safeco Field. The Orioles have a 5-3 lead.
Sometimes all I need is the air that I breathe and to love you.
For the air you breathe, get a Filtrete filter from 3M. Filtrete filters capture more pollen, more dust, more pet dander, and more mold spores than ordinary fiberglass.
All I need is the air that I breathe.
When was the last time you changed your filter? Filtrete filters from 3M. For the air you breathe.
Hey, Bert, you can't do this here.
Hey, O's fans, stop in any participating Mars supermarket and enter to win the Orioles Backyard Barbecue. See the specially marked box at the Backyard Barbecue display featuring SK Meats, Deer Park Water, and Reynolds Consumer Products. If your entry is picked, you'll win a prize pack that includes a Weber Q Grill. The grand prize winner will take home a Weber Summit Platinum D6 Grill, a $2,000 value. Play Orioles Backyard Barbecue at Mars supermarkets. No purchase necessary.
Millions of American families rely on Ford, and right now, Ford invites you to join the Ford Family Plan and pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. Until August 1st, you'll get our discounts on the entire family of Ford trucks in stock, including F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 28 years. Now buy an F-150 for just $15,270. That's after an additional $3,000 cash back on a built Ford Tough F-150. No hassles, no gimmicks. Visit your local Ford dealer and welcome to the family.
Well, the Orioles have a 5-3 lead. Seattle getting set to bat in the bottom of the 7th. And don't forget, the Orioles have a number of special events and promotions that will take place all summer long. Friday, July 29th, the White Sox in town. They're having a great year in the Central. They'll face off at 7:35 on July 29th. And it's Floppy Hat Night. Be one of the first 25,000 fans, 21 and over. You'll receive an Orioles floppy hat presented by Miller Lite. 888-848-BIRD. Log on Orioles.com for your tickets. And don't forget, if you order online, you can print your tickets right at home. That would not qualify as a floppy hat, but that's his style.
That's not a bad style. And Lee Mazzilli hoping that Jorge Julio has some style as he comes in. Jason Grimsley came in to retire the last out in the 6th. So pitcher of record, Rodrigo Lopez, Jorge Julio, there are the numbers. And kind of an interesting year. Only allowed runs in 4 of his last 12 starts, but when he's bad, he's really bad. 12 earned runs in 9 1/3 innings. And then when he's on and he throws strikes, he can be awfully good.
And that's been part of his problem this year, not necessarily the walks, but how many batters he falls behind and gets into hitters' counts. This is chopped to Palmeiro.
Oh, he better
Julio
get over.
Got over there late. Is the call. He just did beat him.
Well, those are the little things that he just fails to do. And this play shouldn't be close, but it is. Now, luckily, he's able there. But your innate sense, if you do enough drills, is, hey, any ball to the right side, get over there. Everybody's yelling. But see, he's just standing around. Oh, there we go. And Stanley unable to beat him, but bang, bang at first. And he just barely gets that left foot in. There, just by.
Wow, that was a good call by Marvin Hudson. That was very close. You're talking.
Well, about a quarter of a step, and because you fail to cover, you cause an umpire sometimes to, hey, that's not an easy call. He could have gotten it wrong very easily.
If he had called him safe, I don't think anyone would have argued.
And mainly because Jorge just stood around. And he did that a couple of games ago.
Olivo's had a tough night. Lopez got him each time on strikeouts. Casano knowing that Olivo's been having a tough time with the breaking ball calls for the slider, and it's 0-2.
Well, that's when Jorge is on his game, when he can get behind the slider, stay on top of it, and throw it with a nice downward tilt. And just throw it down out of the strike zone.
And he got him, 2 men down. So Jorge gets 2 outs here in the 7th. Let's get the answer to our Aflac trivia question for tonight. Can you name the 5 players here tonight with a 200-hit season? Let's see. There's Ichiro.
Well, there's Palmeiro. There's Surha.
Bigby.
Zaha, Tejada, and Palmeiro.
And Adrian Beltre last year. I thought you might sneak on that list somehow.
What, I gave up 200 hits all the time. Quite early. Ooh. That'll get your attention.
Make the feet move.
Well, that is a way, and you know, I mean, this is Rafael Palmeiro's night, getting his 3,000th hit, but you don't have to hit people. You know, when you get a guy that, even though he's still trying to center his body and keep balance, that's part of hitting. With Rafi, that's what they used to do, just throw that hard breaking ball or fastball down and in.
Fans are booing, but you don't want to walk Ichiro to get the tying run.
Well, but you got to understand, Sal Fasano's sitting down and away. That ball misses it by 2.5 feet. And Melvin Moore came over and said something to Jorge. And then he had a home run swing.
Have done a good job against Suzuki in this series. He's only 1 out of 7. Slicing down the left field line. Bigby over, hoping for a play, and he runs out of room.
Well, they got up 702 times, and we got to go back where? Let's see. Juan Samuel got up over 700 times. Willie Wilson one year when he got 230 hits. Ichiro had 32 more than Willie did when he played with the Royals.
And a base hit in the right field. So Suzuki wins that battle, a 2-out single.
Well, they eventually got something he can handle, and just a little slider, but it's, you know, we talked about his feet moving. He's moving. You can see the back foot off the ground. Right there, just able to hang around the hitting zone long enough to get the good part of the bat. So a couple of hits tonight. 0 for 4 last night. One of the reasons the Orioles were able to prevail.
Those at bats last year was a major league record. Ray Miller comes out.
Well, he can steal anytime he wants. It'll be interesting if Mike Hargrove, and this is what this may be around, don't let him bother you. Bloomquist at the plate, not a lot of power, yet they hit a home run. But Ichiro has stolen 20 out of 26, and Jorge not very effective holding runners on.
704, the most at bats by any left-handed batter in the history of Major League Baseball. In fact, the only player who has had more, there's Jeff Newman, the third base coach, was what you were talking about, Willie Wilson, and it was only one more, 705. Willie a switch hitter. So Ichiro has the left-handed record. His 33rd multi-hit game. Ray Miller out to remind Julio, you get the guy at the plate, the inning ends, and there goes Ichiro. Ball gets away from Fasano, and Ichiro will have to hold at second base. So he steals it on the first pitch.
Well, you know, Mike managed Jorge Julio. He knows, talking about Mike Hargrove, he knows he can't hold anybody on. So he's gone with a win right here. I think Sal, he doesn't block this ball because he's trying to catch it and throw him out, so it gets all the way back to the screen. But when you're down by 2 runs, you're not going to get thrown out. You're already in scoring position. And don't remember, if Bloomquist gets on, he can steal bases. He's 7 out of 8. So that's a crucial time of the game.
Suzuki gets to third.
So now you bring the wild pitch into the equation. Well, it's a combination of somebody who doesn't hold runners well and also somebody now that has stolen 22 bases.
Ball 3. Fasano trying to get Tejada's attention. Tejada over to talk to Jorge Julio. And there's another one of those situations where he falls behind and now the hitter has the big advantage.
Of course, when you're 2 runs down, even though you got a 10-game hitting streak, Mike Hargrove is not going to let him swing away. I'd be very surprised if Ibanez hitting very well behind him. And he's just trying to get on. He takes ball 4.
4-pitch walk to bring the go-ahead run to the plate.
Well, it's what we talked about. You just never ever know with Jorge. Some nights he can be awfully good, and Missouri, he's certainly aware of that. Do you think it's easy to manage? I don't know. Never have thought that.
So Fasano now will try to find a sequence here to get Julio through this inning. Bloomquist on at first is the tying run, and he does have 7 steals in 8 attempts. Was the throw.
Well, you put a lot of pressure on the defense because you have somebody that can steal. He does it well. You have somebody you can't hold a runner on. If you're Sal Fasano, you don't want to let him get into scoring position. He represents a tying run. But you also don't want Suzuki. And what you've done is you've created where Jorge Julio, and you mentioned it, Ray Miller goes out, hey, you get this guy out, the inning's over. Well, now you've created another sense of Julio's focus, and we'll see how that plays out.
So Ibanez was expecting a fastball, expecting Julio to try to get ahead, and he fouls it off. And a piece of fielding Culbreth.
But see, reality is, Jim, and you know, I was there where you get the wrong guys on. If you don't hold runners well, you can't worry about it. If you worry about the guy at first, you end up making a bad pitch, or you get behind and whatever. I mean, reality is he doesn't hold runners. Never has. I don't know if he ever will. Get the hitter out. Inning's over. So we got a 2-run lead. If you don't, you're in trouble. If guys get on against Julio, they're going to steal. Simple as that. Especially if they can run.
There goes Bloomquist. Line drive towards the gap. Matos over, makes the catch. And Julio walks the tightrope and he gets out of it. So after 2 outs and none down, the single, the walk, both are stranded. Catch your breath, Jorge. We go to the 8th. Birds lead it by a couple.
Can't we stay another day?
Sure. Florida. Easy to get to, hard to leave. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $49 internet specials from BWI Airport to Florida. Purchased by August 4th. Only at Southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
If you missed the big Chevy employee discount for everyone, you're in luck. We've extended the program, giving you a second chance to take advantage of employee pricing on almost every 05 Chevy vehicle. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. The Chevy employee discount for everyone. Hurry, offer ends August 1st.
See your Baltimore area Chevy dealer today. This deck gives a whole new meaning to celebrity poker.
3 5s. 3 5s with a jack.
Jokers aren't the only thing wild here. Put your money on That 70s Show, Malcolm in the Middle, and a pair of The Simpsons.
Hey, hurry it up with the cards, Lenny. I've got you clocked at 2 miles per hour. Hey, what could be going 100 miles per hour?
The comedy that's a sure bet. Weeknights on Baltimore's WB54.
Ride the big red wave, dude.
Well, the Orioles hanging on to the 5-3 lead coming up in the 8th. To look for some insurance, let's look around Safeco Field for our Coca-Cola real fans of the game. Girls' night out. One has a floppy hat. Not sure what those hats are. They're having fun though.
Oh, are they ever?
Thornton stays on. Here's Sal Fasano leading off.
Got to see Rafael Palmeiro's 3,000 hit. Even though it might have put some people to sleep.
I was there. I have evidence. I was on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network. Look it up. Sal Fasano's a great guy, and oh, does he know his baseball. Deep to left field. This ball has a chance. That ball is gone. He's done it again.
And you called it. Well, you didn't call it. You just said you'd be more comfortable if they got another run.
And what did I say?
Fasano needs to hit a home run, and he did.
I said he would hit a home run, not needs. I have witnesses in the booth.
Well, I will say this. The one thing Mike Hargrove said, we don't want to throw him a fastball, so what they do is throw him a hard breaking ball, and he just smokes it to left field. There you go, 8 home runs. Not a lot of RBIs.
Brian Roberts, so his 7th home run on the road. And he ties his career high. He had 8 with Kansas City back in 1998. That was number 8. That was a no doubt about it shot. Ryan broke his bat. This is a tweener, but the shortstop gets out there. Morse makes the grab.
You know, Mike Hargrove, and I think any of us know Mike. He's a good-natured guy. He says, I don't like Sal Fasano. I've never met him. Never heard him talk. He said, but there's just something about him, and I probably likes him even less after he hit that home run. And here comes Grover to make a pitching change.
So with Sammy Sosa coming up, we're going to get a right-hander, and Grover, you can tell he is not very happy. His team has had so many chances in this game to add to their run total, and the Oriole pitchers keep getting big outs. And the Orioles now have a 3-run lead. So as the pitching change is made, we'll step away as the Orioles, with Fasano's home run, once again have a 3-run lead in Seattle. Orioles have a run in for an insurance run. Once again, lead it by 3 as Sal Fasano has hit his 8th home run. Don't forget, the Orioles are offering a variety of family-friendly ticket programs all summer long. Every Monday and Thursday features the MasterCard Grand Slam Pack. You get 4 tickets, 4 Orioles hats, and a game program, all for just $44. The next Grand Slam Pack night comes up Monday, July 25th, when the Orioles finally return home off this long road trip. They'll be at Camden Yards, and the Texas Rangers in town. So come on out and see Mark Teixeira and the Texas Rangers. 888-848-BIRD or online for Orioles.com for your tickets.
And here's the 38-year-old Jeff Nelson, who hails from Baltimore, and second tour of duty. Pretty tough year physically last year. Trying to help the bullpen down in Texas. Elbow, knee surgery, but he is back. Pitched pretty well for the Mariners. And always tough on right-handers. I'll tell you what I've heard hitters say, it seems like he's thrown the ball from shortstop. 6'8", and he's kind of 3/4 to sidearm. He started back with the Mariners, I mean, a long time ago. Came up in 1992, spent some time with the Yankees, back with the Mariners, then to the Yankees again, then to Texas with Sosa.
Safe at first base, but what a play by Bloomquist to make it close. Sosa has a 3-hit game.
You know, Willie made a great play yesterday, but then ended up throwing it away. Great range as a shortstop, so he's playing all over, as we mentioned. And right here, just a slider hit up the middle off the end of the bat, and there is Willie, as we mentioned. Mike Hargrove said he's probably one of our better outfielders too, so can play anywhere. Remind me a little bit of Brian Roberts. I've seen him go far to his right, make throws from his hips or knees over the course of the season.
Moore takes a strike. The Jeff Nelson slider. Good eye, let it go by. Jeff graduated from Catonsville High School.
Well, he came into this season with 745 innings pitched, only 598 hits, and 793 strikeouts, so more than one per inning. Gives you an idea that he can be pretty dominating. You know, it's funny, over the years, as we look at the youngster Chris Ray, and you know, Jeff's always said, boy, you know, it'd be nice to end up in an Oriole uniform, but it's just never happened.
Foul ball, he just got a piece. He resides in the Seattle area now, in Issaquah. Pitched at Catonsville Community College. So ahead of Morrow 1-2. And he got him with a fastball. 2 men out. Well, Melvin has 2 hits on the night. He's also struck out a couple of times. Orioles need to win to stay 1 behind Boston. Blue Jays go back 1 above 500 now, or back to 500, excuse me. Angels beat the Twins.
Yeah, second straight night.
That helps the Orioles out.
Well, a big article in the Minneapolis Tribune that Ron Gardenhire said, I don't want to talk about wild card, but the reality is that when the White Sox playing as well as they have, and they won again.
Minnesota's now 11 out.
Yeah. Pretty good stuff right there. Great command of your stuff. Tell you what, you look at the guys that have been around as long as Jeff Nelson, now in his 12th year, and you look at his elbow, he's got that slight bend on it from all the sliders. Yeah, surgery, as we mentioned.
And he gets the hot on 3 pitches. Sammy Sosa has a 3-hit night. He's left stranded at first base, but the Orioles get a run on the Fasano home run. Bottom of the 8th, Birds by 3.
Kick off the summer at Fridays with the fresh flavors of our new Fiesta menu, featuring 6 amazing dishes, like our Fiesta Fajitas with Chipotle chicken. Everyone could use more Fridays.
It's not coming off.
For the first time, Lincoln Mercury invites you to join the family and pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. Introducing the Lincoln Mercury Family Plan. Through August 1st, you'll get our discounts on every Mercury, including Mariner, 26 miles per gallon highway, a Consumer's Digest Best Buy, and a distinctive look all its own. Now, drive the 2005 Mercury Mariner at this low Lincoln Mercury Family Plan price. No hassles, no gimmicks. From the Lincoln Mercury family to the American family. Welcome.
University of Maryland Medicine is proud to announce that MBNA America will donate $1,000 to the R. Adams Cowley Shock Trauma Center every time an Orioles pitcher records a save this season.
6-3 game as Seattle gets set to bat in the bottom of the 8th. Orioles are 6 outs away from making it 4 straight wins and staying within 1 of Boston. Fans, now it's time for the Maryland Lottery Who Am I? Scratch off game. Here's your clue. I hit a home run in my first game as an Oriole. It was on the first pitch.
Javi Lopez off of Pedro Martinez. Pretty cold night that night he did it. What, about 37 degrees?
Yeah, the Sunday night game to open it up. Javi tonight is missing his 45th game.
So Chris Ray will come on, and the youngster who was called up first couple of weeks of June 13th, and you can see the numbers. And you know, he's going to face Richie Sexton, and so far, right-handers are 1 for 21. There's one of the reasons right there. He'll throw that slider at any count. Fastball, slider, splitter pitcher. Dominated down to AA Bowie.
Low, 1-1 count.
And fastball is going to be somewhere in the mid-90s, 94 to occasionally 96.
Late on the swing on the fastball. Here's what Sexton did in the second, and he crushed one against Rodrigo Lopez.
Well, good hitting count, 3-1. You can just see him looking for a fastball, getting it, and hitting his 19th home run. First a run for the Mariners tonight. Got him on the board.
And he got him one away. 96 miles an hour up and in.
Well, what happens again? We talk about quality pitches. You establish down and away with a slider. So now with 2 strikes, Sexton, who this is now what, strikeout 100 for him on the season, just can't quite get to it. So down and away, and then up and in. That will get a lot of hitters out, even the good ones.
There's Adrian Beltre. High 1-0.
And I have to imagine that when you hit off Chris Ray, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, you know, he's got the herky-jerky windup, able enough to allow him to throw strikes. You know, we talked about how well 1 for 21, now 1 for 22 right-handers, left-handers hitting over 300. There's a split-fingered fastball that he uses on occasion.
Did you know that Todd Williams throws that pitch?
Yeah, well, I know that he's working on. I know that B.J. Ray Miller saying wait till he gets that pitch.
Apparently Todd will occasionally use it to a left-handed batter, but he refuses to throw it to a right-handed batter because he feels if he hangs it, it's a home run pitch.
Yeah, well, it's down and in, and I think we saw Adam Everett hit a double off Todd coming in, and I said, how did you hit that pitch? He said, well, you know, 3/4 sidearm, you look down and in sometimes, and you know, that's why I never threw a lot of changeups to right-handed hitters. They were very effective to lefties.
Center field, Matos has a play. Now that was an interesting shot we just saw as Luis makes the out. Javi Lopez, and Cindy Ponson is hanging out in the bullpen once again. He loves hanging out with those guys. Sidney won't have to chart until tomorrow. There's James Baldwin. There's Sidney. Javi Lopez out there. I guess Javi's helping warm up some pitchers to get the feel back.
Well, if you weren't with us last night, that hand, Richie Bancels, the head trainer, saying the strength is almost back in that right hand that was fractured. It's just a matter about you know, being able to deal with the pain when he hits. He's been thrown, he's been hitting, he's been shopping. Big sale at Nordstrom's today.
I know. I saw him as I was coming out to the park. I said, "Oh, you bought me some presents. Thank you."
You don't wear the same size. Look at that. I mean, can you imagine?
You mean my arms do not resemble those?
No, they don't.
Oh,
not even.
You're hurting
both,
my feelings.
Not even both of them.
I've been insulted. Miguel Tejada makes the catch, and Chris Ray. The thing is, it's true. 3 up, 3 down for Ray. We head to the ninth. The Orioles have a 6-3 lead.
Hey, how's it going? Nice shirt. Listen, the bean dip's starting to get a little funky.
What?
Speaking of outdated, are you still watching digital cable?
How'd you get in here?
DirecTV has 100% digital quality on every channel. Digital cable calls itself digital, but it's not digital on every channel.
Okay, I'll get on that.
Hey, don't leave me in here with the Mushu pork. Dark and cold.
It's time to rethink TV. Sign up now and get over 140 channels for only $29.99 for the first 3 months. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
People from all over America come to a hospital in Maryland to leave dialysis behind. A hospital where caring surgeons and nurses have led the world's most successful live donor kidney transplant program to a remarkable success rate. a hospital where videoscopic surgery allows loved ones and friends to donate easily and walk out in just a day or two. Who's leading the way to this new medical tomorrow? University of Maryland Medicine.
Hey, Bird, you can't do this here.
Hey, O's fans, stop in any participating Mars supermarket and enter to win the Orioles Backyard Barbecue. See the specially marked box at the Backyard Barbecue display featuring SK Meats, Deer Park Water, and Reynolds Consumer Products. If your entry is picked, you'll win a prize pack that includes a Weber Q Grill. The grand prize winner will take home a Weber Summit Platinum D6 Grill, a $2,000 value. Play Orioles Backyard Barbecue at Mars supermarkets. No purchase necessary.
The ninth inning, the Orioles leading it 6-3. Palmeiro, Gibbons, and Matos getting set to bat. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Orioles. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles.
Well, Ron Ballone will come on. He is leading the team. You can see right there 44 appearances out of the bullpen. Last year he was in 56 games, 10 starts. Actually started the game in Baltimore. So a big guy, former football player, baseball player out of the University of Massachusetts.
Here's Rafael Palmeiro, who in the 5th inning picked up his 3,000th career hit, and then in the 7th inning singled to pass Roberto Clemente. He's at 3,001 and counting. Future Hall of Famer. It's low 1-0. Rafael is 2 out of 3. He's now hitting 5 in a row. And he's 8 for his last 16. It is not shaping up well for Mike Hargrove in the bottom of the 9th inning because B.J. Ryan is getting loose, and it's the lower third of the lineup due up.
Yeah, B.J., as you mentioned, came in 20 to save, struck out the side in the 9th inning. Good pitch right there, a little changeup and a fastball count.
I don't see flashes anymore.
No. Well, a lot of the fans have gone.
39,044 in attendance here tonight. All 3 high. A marvelous night for Rafael Palmeiro. And strike 3 call.
Well, there's what Grover said. You know, borderline pitch, pitcher's pitch, and whine. Well, not only was it a marvelous night for him, I think it's a marvelous night for any of us who had a chance to be here. And you know, again, the true professional. I think anybody that's ever played this game, I talked about this earlier, but I think Mike Hargrove had it right on, and he had him for a number of years. And he said basically, you know, just the true professional. He can do everything. He can field, he can hit, doesn't whine, shows up.
Talking to Brian Roberts about that pitch. Gibbons to center field and deep. Jeremy Reed has a lot of room out there, however, and he makes the catch and 2 men are out.
Well, they say from the Bud Light to the Northwest sign, that's left center to right center, the ball doesn't carry, and that's a perfect example. You can slug it out there.
Rafi with his son Preston.
Preston no longer with a camera.
Whereas Patrick is working. He's out there getting the bats. Whereas Patrick running back to the Orioles bench with the Jay Gibbons bat. There's Matos.
Well, the kind of night that it's a, it's a good night if you get 3 more outs and maintain this lead. Rodrigo Lopez is now going to have 2 in a row. Rafi gets his 3,000 hit. The Orioles, they're struggling on the road. Only at 4 last night, and won 2 out of the last 14 on the road after starting out 18-8 on the year. The Red Sox win, but then again the Yankees had won 8 out of 9, so it's nice to see the Red Sox beat them. So what you need is 3 outs from your closer, the 3-run lead, unless you add a couple of more runs here. get Sammy Sosa with 3 base hits.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Even though 2 were infield hits, he still got the hits. Very good sign for Sammy. He had only 6 hits in his previous 62 at-bats coming into this game tonight, and he has a 3-hit game. And Sammy obviously will feel better about things as he gets here tomorrow.
Well, the bonus, and we saw this with Rafi, struggled early. Zilli kept playing him, and all of a sudden he turned it around, home run wise, or RBI wise, batting average wise, hit wise. Now with 3,000, Sammy's going to get the same opportunity. At least it appears that way.
Strike 3 called. Matos knew it. Ron Vallone, a very strong inning, and Luis having a tough night, 0 for 4. Well, it's Rafael Palmeiro's night. B.J. Ryan will try to make it a winning moment. He'll come out looking for his 21st save.
Gas. Bird. Driving. Baseball. Put them all together and what do you get? How about 2 free tickets to an Orioles game? Fill up 4 times at Citgo and get 2 tickets to Camden Yards during the Fill Up for the Game event. Citgo, for the road ahead.
Orioles baseball. It just keeps getting better. And now, thanks to Coca-Cola Tuesday Bargain Night, the price of admission is better too. Just grab an ice-cold Coke, head over to the Orioles box office on Tuesdays, and you'll get upper reserve tickets for just $8. Plus, if you bring a specially marked label from a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola, you'll save an extra $3. So come pick up some great Orioles tickets, a refreshing Coke, and a tasty hot dog, because Coca-Cola and the Baltimore Orioles are going all out to make your summer great.
Well, the Mariner Moose. He's trying to get these fans riled up for the bottom of the 9th inning. They come to bat trailing by 3. Hey, O's fans, how would you like a couple of tickets to an Orioles game? Just fill up 4 times at a participating Citgo location, and they are yours during the Fill Up for the Game event. Official rules are available. Just get online at Citgo.com.
Well, the Moose all over the place. I suppose the Mariners hope that B.J. Ryan will be all over the place. Wasn't the case last night. Wynn, Ibanez, and Sexton. Those were the 3 Mariner hitters. It looked like Wynn has now come out on deck. He has played in every Mariners game. He'll come on to pinch hit. So B.J. all-star for the first time. Trying to make it 2 in a row when it comes to saves in his last 2 games.
Andy Wynn is out on deck to pinch hit for the left-handed bat of Snelling. Wynn a switch hitter. There's Randy. So he will appear in a game and keep his streak going and playing in every game so far on the year.
Here in Seattle. They can get 3 outs.
The bullpen so far has gone 2 2/3 scoreless. Jorge Julio had a shaky 7th inning, but he still got out of it without allowing a run. Ray had a 3-up, 3-down inning, and both Burdack and Grimsley retired the only batters they faced. Only one of the inherited runners came on to score against the bullpen.
Morse 6 for his last 14, so he's trying to get on base for Mike Hargrove. It's interesting. He's been able to hit better at the major league.
We are currently experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
grand fashion and get to see Rafi with just a wonderful team.
And Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield. Jim is proud to sponsor K's for Kids in the game tonight. Oriole pitching struck out 6 batters. And that means Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield will donate another $150 to the American Cancer Society's Healthy Kids program. Well, the Orioles win it by a final of 6-3. We appreciate you tuning in and sticking with us back east. A magical night. This RBI double for Rafael Palmeiro. The fans photographing the moment. Preston Palmeiro happy about his dad. And there's wife Lynn. And the teammates happy to share the moment with Rafael Palmeiro. We'll be back with you tomorrow night here in Seattle. Game 3 of the 4-game series. And now for Jim Palmer and our entire crew, Orioles win it 6-3. Rafael Palmeiro in the 3,000 hit club. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.
They're coming over from Ford, stepping up from Dodge, and trading in their Chevys for the total package that does it all. The Toyota Tundra. An I-Force V8 makes Tundra a durable work truck. A smooth ride and seating for 6 makes Tundra a refined family vehicle. Tundra at work, Tundra at play. Tundra out on the town. Toyota Tundra, the total package. That's moving you forward.
I just got Verizon DSL service instead of cable.
And I'm so glad I did. It's $29.95 a month for Verizon.
They doubled the speed, and the price stayed the same.
Verizon